Lord save our queen. Welcome to Drivecast.
Every time.
What episode is it? Episode
60.
114. We've been doing this for 114 episodes. That's a lot of goddamn episodes. I just realised that the board is not there. Now it's there. See that trickery.
Oh, you got bamboozled.
Today, we don't have. I need to put this away because this doesn't look right. We don't have Niner. Okay, the last we heard from Niner, he said he was with his mom. I'm just gonna leave that up to imagination, to be honest, because I think you guys can come up with some better answers than I could. But that's as far as we know about Niner. He's honestly not a part of Drivecast anymore, to be quite frank. He's never usually here.
Yeah.
He was here for 1 week and he's like, now I'm back. No, you're not back. You're still a stupid cunt. It's 1:30 in the morning and we're still waiting for you. And I want to go to bed. So that means
On the other hand, I am not that tired. So
I'm not tired at all.
I've got my cock in hand. We're gonna go into drive. This is gonna be a lengthy one.
Can I just say before we start, I'm really worried about your health. You're drinking cokes literally every night, and I'm just worried about your health, your teeth.
Oh, it's from Subway. It's alright.
What does that mean? What you've just showed me Subway. What does that mean? What was in that? Unless you're telling me it's water.
I had 3 coffees today.
What? Are you trying to fucking kill yourself?
Suicide.
No wonder you're tired.
I'm not really tired. I'm. Right. Yeah. E3 happened.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did it? I missed
happened.
it. I missed it all.
GTA Play happened. GTA Play. GTA Online.
GTA
modding,
Play.
Hackers happened. A
A
lot
lot of goofy shit.
happened because we didn't do last week. E3 build up. Because it didn't really go well. Because considering
It didn't really make sense, you know. It didn't
considering
really
videos,
make sense.
videos were going to be spammed out, we were like, we're just going to miss out on it this week. 'Cause I know from my high spammed out videos, Drivecast, no one would have watched Drivecast last week.
I'm just doing something. Carry on. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm doing something. Actually doing something. I'm not being retarded. I'm doing something. I don't know what he's doing, but I am doing something to benefit the podcast, benefit my lighting. So
Oh, I'm doing that as well. Don't worry.
Your lighting shit, CJ. It's overexposed on the right side of your face.
I remember you praised it once because you're gay. So.
Probably when it wasn't overexposed.
Listen here.
It's just overexposed on your forehead.
Listen here, pussy fart.
Well, you said pussy fart. Right, E3. So, we could talk about Need for Speed first, but I feel like there's a lot more to say about the crew.
I think maybe.
You're not doing a very good job of generating conversation at all.
Hang on, I'll be there in a second.
So, The Crew 2, the second game in the Crew franchise that is being developed by Ivory Tower. I'm a content creator who does content.
Jay, save me, please. Save me. Just hurry up with whatever the fuck you're doing. Flashing that flashlight around.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to create more.
He's in a rave.
Fuck off! Just stay there.
Right, so the Crew 2. I think there's a lot more to say about the Crew 2 than Need for Speed. I know a lot of people probably want to hear us talk about Need for Speed first, but considering that was what the last episode of Drivecast was completely dedicated to, I think it makes more sense to talk about the Crew. So the Crew was actually properly revealed at E3. It's been announced now that boats are in the game and planes are in the game. It's been explained that you can teleport between all 3 at any time. Apparently, if you don't want to mess around with the planes, you don't have to mess around with the planes. You can still complete the game by only doing street racing, or only doing pro racing, or only doing, boat racing, whatever. So if you just don't want to touch the cars, that's completely fine. And
it's giving me.
It looks sick. Okay, so because I'm talking right now. You always say I'm interrupting you. Now you're interrupting me.
No, you're interrupting me by not. You're effectively.
I want to talk about my initial impressions of it, because basically, the one day before the Ubi conference came out, there was a leaked trailer that came out on their Facebook, and it kind of gave us a little sneak peek into what it was. And from that point of view, when I first saw the leak the day before the Ubi conference, I was not livid. Livid's the wrong word. I was just really disappointed. I was hoping it was going to be a lot more gritty. I was hoping it was going to be, you know, having more of a TDU influence, like casinos, all that kind of, and I would still think that kind of stuff would be sick. I still think that kind of stuff has a place in the Crew. But having seen the gameplay and having seen what they've said at E3 on the stage and stuff, the Crew 2 has like significantly grown on me, to the point where I'm actually very excited for it again, like I was previously. And this has come from someone I was completely against it when that leak came out.
I really don't understand how either.
How what?
You were completely against it in the first place because the Crew is not your typical racer anyway.
And the reason I think I've been won over it by now is just seeing how different and ambitious of a game they're going for. I can't think of any other developer.
Yeah, let's think about it. The only ambitious thing about it is the planes and boats that you were against, and you would much.
The map's
the same,
but it's denser.
It's being reworked,
so
but
parts have all been redone, and it's denser. So you haven't just got like there's literally no barriers. So because obviously if you're in a plane and you drop down from a car down in, there can't be any barriers. So if you want to go on top of a building and have a car on top of a building, you can. Like the whole thing has been redone to the point where there is no barriers. That is something which, to me, especially with how big that map is, it's like what they've done is they've taken the original map and they've said, you know what, there's a few things we could have changed. Let's make it what we think we should have in the first game, and they've completely revamped it, sort of thing. And the fact that, you know, you're not forced to use planes. I'm gonna try it because it's in there. Planes are my least. Boats, I don't really care for boats. Boats are fine. The boats look like they have a sense of speed and it looks interesting. The planes, like the planes haven't really grown on me too much. But the fact I can ignore that, and apparently the street racing HQ, it gave Theo large, like significant vibes of Midnight Club, Pro Street, and like proper like street racing. I don't know. There's a lot of it's just the ambition. And what they're aiming for me now, it's just like, I can't think of many other developers that have done such a similar thing. And it's just, I'm very excited for it now. I can't wait to play the beta.
Yeah. For me, like, I come from a different perspective than you because once I saw the planes and boats, I was pretty excited. Like, as soon as I saw that, like, I was in a totally different camp. So I'm, and for me, the what's it called? The planes and boats. I play a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I'm cool with the planes. The boats I really don't care about. But it's just gonna be really weird. I want to see how high you can drop a car from the sky, because you know when you switch from a car to a boat or a boat to a plane to a car, when you're switching from a plane, see how high you can get it, just drop cars falling from the sky.
I imagine it'll be locks. I imagine you won't be able to switch if you're that high in the sky.
No, you will be able to, but it would probably ghost you until you like on the floor for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
I imagine.
With the street racing.
So you just fall.
Yes. It is so funny.
You can fall from anywhere. Have you not seen Theo's gameplay when he just falls in the 911?
Oh,
drops.
Yeah. Or if you're if you switch to a boat but you're over land and there's just boats coming in as you're trying to race, and you just have a giant boat come and crash into you from the sky.
I'm sure that's going to be trouble solved. I doubt they're going to leave that as a troll.
Yeah.
I doubt that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, I know. Like, I bet the races are going to be like in their own sessions, like in the Crew 1. But with the Crew 2, the street racing, it looks like there's a lot more focus on it. Like more than the Crew 1, because a lot of the Crew 1, there was, of course, was based on racing, but it wasn't really based specifically on like street racing. A lot of it was more go over here and kill this person, go over here, smash all these crates in a row. It wasn't. I think
the story was.
Well, there weren't that many actual street races in the Crew's campaign, if that's what I'm trying to say.
The end game in PvP was very much based on street racing.
Yeah, until they just decided to stop supporting PvP. But in my opinion, there was a lackluster amount of actual street racing in the Crew. And the cops didn't really pay too much a part of the game until calling all units. I mean, they could chase after you, sure, but they didn't come after you when you were racing, which I'd like
taken even more of a backseat in this one.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting from. Because from the vibe I was looking at the street racing, it looks like it's part of like a TV show part thing, because they had the news chopper there.
Festival. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, and they had like the chopper following you, like we're live at the scene. Like, I'm not that big of a fan of that type of street racing. I mean, I'm glad they're focusing more on it, but it doesn't feel illegal, which is something I want from the crew, if you know what I mean. Then again, how you're going to fit illegalness into boats and planes? I mean, you probably could. And then they have the whole pro racing aspect, which I actually am quite interested in, but the actual like street racing itself, I'm kind of optimistic with it because I want, like, even we know there's going to be cops in the game because in the trailer they had cops chasing someone on the Golden Gate Bridge, but I want cops to come after you when you're street racing. Maybe if they have like some races are sanctioned and others aren't and they're illegal and cops come after you, because I want to see cops come after you.
That's what Horizon 1 did. So Horizon 1, how they did it, if you haven't played Horizon 1. So you have your main festival races, and honestly, Horizon 1, if you want to do a festival game right, that is the perfect one. The Wild Run did it all right. All the Horizon games since have done it all right, but Horizon 1 is the perfect template. And how
Speaking of Horizon,
did it, I'm just finishing the street racing thing. So you have your organised Horizon events, and those are lower payout, but they're completely legal. And then in the outer city, you had a street racing hub. And in the street racing hub, the events are a bit more, but they're illegal. Now, in Horizon, you didn't have police or anything, but in the crew, you could definitely have something like that.
Yeah.
Where the police are in there, and there's a bit more of a risk to reward element.
Yeah, where they said like Roblox spike strips and all that.
And like if you get caught, you get like a hefty fine. And if you don't have a fine, you lose your car or something. But that's wishful thinking.
That's the crew. The crew, they're not going to do that. No. However, speaking of Horizon, they have planes in. They could do races where you're in a plane and you have to stick to a certain course while someone else is in a car. They could do those types of races.
Opens up loads of new doors.
Yeah. Or you could do like a. You can legit do like and even if they don't have those sanctions, you could still do it like PvP. Like you could actually do like the Horizon type challenges, the Horizon showcases, like in a boat versus a car, plane versus.
I've just thought of an amazing video idea.
Not just that, but I think I know what you're gonna say. Rallies. So like you have one stretch which is car, then one that's boat, and then one that's plane.
Not even that. Yeah. Just like plane versus boat versus car.
Yeah,
that's like a Top Gear thing,
literally, you could do that. Now I don't know how balanced that would be, because obviously
that can go deeper as well, because you can have like a street car versus a dirt car versus a boat. Like someone could stay on the road, someone can go off it. Like, there's loads of ways you can do that. That's why I'm so excited, because there's so many things, and bikes as well. Yeah. There's so many there's so many ways, and so many, like, it's so ambitious. I honestly can't think of any other game that has been as ambitious, and I think that's one of the reasons why I liked The Crew 1, and it's definitely one of the reasons that's won me over with The Crew 2.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel probably the same way I felt about the first game. I'm not gonna say I didn't like The Crew 1. I did play quite a bit of it, but I don't know. There's something
too ambitious.
No, not even that, because I like games like
Master of None.
I like say what?
Jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe I get for The Crew 1. It tried to do a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, it didn't master any of those things.
The only thing I feel like it tried to do too much in the first one was the map was unnecessarily big. It's like it didn't need to be that big, and I didn't like, because I personally didn't really like driving around on that game. Like I don't know, the physics, the cars, it didn't really add up for me. I didn't feel that I could make my car as deeply mine, like if you know what I mean, like you could change the wheels and stuff, but I didn't really like the customization in that game. But this is one thing that might turn me on to The Crew 2. Do you know if they've still got classes?
I think so, yeah. I think there's still specs and stuff.
Right.
But adding on to
that was another thing I didn't really like as well.
The map and stuff. It's like I feel like with the planes and the boats, no like barriers and shit, I feel like that's like gonna be less of a thing where you feel like you're not really making use of the map in this one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be like denser. There's gonna be more things to do. But anyway, carry on.
Well, yeah, I am obviously, and also when I played The Crew, I only had like 2 other people to play it with. So I didn't like have a full-on experience with it, and because I had it on console, not PC, it seems like, I don't know, it seems like it's more active on PC.
I bought it on PC at launch, and I had a solid 5 to 6 people at launch round to play with.
Yeah, so I think I will get it on PC this time around. just because everyone else seems to be.
I'm probably gonna get PC.
I'm probably gonna get on PS4 as well.
Hopefully, if everyone else is playing it, I'll be able to get into it and actually, because I didn't really like it was this case of I can unlock all these cars and stuff, but to show them to who? I only had like 2 other people, and then they kind of got bored of it, and so I got bored of it, and then we just moved on to the next. It wasn't, and then when the Wild one came out, I got that DLC, played that for a bit, and it was the same story. I just kind of got a bit bored, a bit quick. Hopefully the Crew 2, if I get into that early on, can kind of, I don't know, allow me to play it a little bit for a longer time.
You were saying like you only had 2 people to play with. A huge problem with the last game is even if you had 3 people to play with, you can only have 4 people in the crew.
Yeah, and it looks like it's the same year. Looks like it's the same year.
I hope it's at least 8. At least 8. 8 is minimum. People moan about Need for Speed only having 8.
No, because they showed gameplay of you in a they showed gameplay of people being in a crew, and there's only 4.
Does that mean you can only see 4 people in the area you're in?
No, there's still other people, but
do you think that
with others?
One thing I had an issue with as well was fucking connection. This is what I experienced in Test Drive as well. Test Drive, it was abysmal. Literally, Test Drive, if you were driving next to someone, like at high speed, they would fucking disappear. They would just literally disappear, like they're not there anymore. So you would basically drop out of their server or whatever. And I did experience that in the crew a little bit. So I'll try and
tag, but you don't see their car.
Yeah, I'll try and jump in. I could see their tag like next to me, but they're not there.
Wait a bit.
Yeah, and that's what we found out. Driving away helped as well sometimes, and coming back.
That's one of the biggest things they have to fix in the crew.
That was kind of a problem.
They broke it even more with calling all units. Like if you're in a session and someone just gets into a chase, like it just messes everything up. It's
I think
and half the time,
half the time
people still under the ground and shit.
All in all, though, I am very, very happy because that's another racing game to my my lineup of racing games. That will leave me with 3 racing games. So I am very much happy with that.
Hell, I like how it's game released in 2018, so that kind of spaces it out a bit because we get Need for Speed.
February, March time probably.
Yeah, so
it said early 2018.
I'll be able to dip my dick into Need for Speed and not have to, give other games a chance because they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Like I don't. When it first came out, I was like, "This is probably isn't going to be my game of the year." I'm just going to say this. All of this is one year, just for, just to make it simple. And I was like, the Crew isn't going to be my game of the year after they added Boats and Planes. But I think now, honestly, it's
the game of the year.
Like between that or Need for Speed, yeah.
What about other games, bro? Have you got other games coming out? GT Sport.
Well, but GT Sport.
Yeah, you've got NBA Live 2K18.
GT Sport ain't getting game of the year. No way.
Oh, isn't it?
No way. I'll probably play more COD than I will GT Sport. I'm going in on COD. I don't think you realise. I'm going to.
Oh no, yeah, I'm there with you, fam. I'm there with you.
We'll talk about that in a minute because we could talk about E3 as a whole at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my god, the moments. Yes.
The Crew.
Yes.
The Crew and Need for Speed are still there for racing game contender of this generation. I still stand by what I said about the Crew.
No, hold on. I think Forza 7's gonna take off. I'm not lying.
I mean, people are
customization.
You lot are really shitting on that game, innit? Fucking hell. Doesn't even look that bad.
To me, yeah, it doesn't look bad, but to me, it just looks like Forza 6, but with all the DLC from Forza 6 put into it. Like you have the racing trucks, you have NASCAR. I'm pretty sure.
An element of Forza 6.5.
The camera that they showed off at E3 like when it was driving looked cool.
Than like a map, not a map, it's like a track expansion.
I mean, that's pretty much Forza's formula. They just have something that works, and they just keep releasing it over and over again. I'm probably not gonna get it, so.
I'm gonna get the demo. I'm gonna make a video on the demo.
Oh yeah, the demo. Yeah, I'm making a video on the demo. Oh, that's a thing as well. Oops.
I will play the demo. I'll give my honest opinion on the demo. But even if the physics have changed and like it's hard to tell with the demo because like you can't
still not worth. And stuff. It's still not worth $60.
I can't pay like how much money they want me to pay for the Ultimate Edition. That's a joke. That's the only thing. That's another thing. I'm not going to talk about this because I've talked about this a million times in comments and whatnot. So I'm going to restrain myself. But back to the topic of E3. I mean, I guess we can talk about this when Jay comes around because you're actually going to buy the game. Actually, you don't want to talk about it now because you're going to buy the game.
No, let's leave it till because it's in a couple of months now. So
there really isn't much.
Not a couple of months. September. September is it?
Leave it.
For what?
Leave it for what?
Leave it till that time. Because there's not much to say. Like CJ just covered it really. It looks the same.
All right then. Do what the games we want to go to? Gran Turismo Sport. Nothing was announced by the release date. It's coming out in November.
Wait, they said November.
It's coming out fall, so it would be November.
Well, that is if it isn't delayed. So, again.
No, they said it's coming out late this year. So
they said it was coming out last November as well, and then they.
Yeah, but they're not getting delayed again, are they?
Imagine.
They could.
They won't.
Imagine.
They won't.
2 more months, niggas.
What are the games? Right, I guess the last. God, this is going to be a long one. I guess
The Last of Us 2.
Oh, kill yourself. We can talk about that at the end. I guess the last one. Need for Speed. This is my boy.
Looks the same.
This is my boy Nick.
I'm a content creator.
I'm a YouTube content creator.
Need for Speed. Payback.
Can I get Need for Speed?
Well, anyway, yeah, Need for Speed. Payback. Let's talk about it. So, where do we want to start?
2017.
Right. Let's talk about the actual the presentation so far, because. I feel like this was half the reason of why people like didn't take to Payback so kindly at the start was because the presentation was so shit.
They got like the worst person imaginable.
Not only Jesse, it wasn't even Jesse. It was what they showed off. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah,
first we need to talk about Jesse. Oh my god! Now I uploaded a video of my initial reaction, and if you watch my initial reaction, I was literally biting my tongue and my lip, and I was just, it hurt to watch. It really honestly hurt to watch. It was awful. It
was very cringy. I actually don't understand what were they thinking. Why did they get some YouTuber? Why did they get some random
non-racing YouTuber?
Non-gaming YouTuber.
He doesn't even game. I don't understand why he was there. Why was he even invited? Can someone actually tell me why the fuck he was there?
I remember.
Why were you there, bro?
My first reaction, I was streaming this, and my first reaction when I saw him come up was like, "Who's this cunt?" And then I realized he's presenting Need for Speed. I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like you could tell something was wrong, like right away.
Prank.
Yeah.
Like, channel, but they've split up, and now he's a fashion channel.
I have no idea who he is. I've never seen him.
The best channel to advertise Need for Speed.
And then like, he was saying, "Oh, I choked, fam. It's your fucking. They are paying you to introduce this game. Do your job, or they'll get someone else to do it for you."
They could have got AR-12.
But it annoyed me. It annoys me now because it hindered the overall tone.
They had streamers, YouTubers that actually play their games
right behind him,
right next to them, and they chose some YouTube prankster turned fashionista.
He doesn't even look fashionable.
What? I don't understand. I don't get it. I understand that it's a big thing to present in front of so many people. You're
being paid for it. It's your job. There's no excuse.
Yeah,
no.
Well, they must have had like practice runs and shit. There's no way rehearsals.
Apparently the teleprompter fucked up as well, but I don't believe that.
Improvise, bro. I don't believe that it was fully the fault of it wasn't like his lines were some hard ass lines.
They weren't complex. They weren't complex at all.
And my boy Nick, I don't even remember what it was.
Then Marcus came out. I get it if Marcus like stutters and shit because English ain't his first language, and he has to go up because he's a dev, so one of the devs is gonna have to go. But fam, he saved it. Like he saved it. Like he went up and like he was awkward a bit because he just done a shit job. But I think Marcus saved it as much as he could. Honestly, dude.
Yeah. It was very cringy overall though. It was not a nice experience at the start. No. Like I actually don't. They should have started with the. Did they start with footage at the start, or did it?
No, they started with that.
It cut to him, then he went over to AR-12 and said he's customizing an old Beetle.
It should have just been the immediate gameplay. I think personally.
And then
they did the gameplay.
It should have been gameplay, a little bit of talking, then customization. I feel like that's the way they should have did it. Like they did with 2015.
Yeah, that's what they did with 2015. They showed the trailer, then the gameplay with the customization, then the racing.
I'll talk about what I want to say because I've thought about this. But anyway, so yeah, he went to AR-12 and so he goes around and then he turns around and goes, "Enough talking, I want to see it." You said that. You just said that. I want to see it. And then Marcus just looked at him like, yeah, okay, just turn around and have a look. And then we got the demo. Now, we can talk about. I want to quickly just talk about what I thought should have been in there. I think we can all go around and say what should have been in there, and then what was in there. So, in my opinion, we'll go around in separate orders. So, in my opinion, you start off in the garage. No cutscenes or anything. You just start off in the garage, and then you got customization. Maybe, I don't know. You do the 350 just because that's a fan favorite. You know, that's wanted in there. So you're making a rocket when you 350 or whatever. You come outside, stance it to the floor, upgrades and all that jazz. You come out, and it skips to say like later on in the day or something. You know, like a little like time card. And
the SpongeBob time card comes up.
Yeah, and it's night time, and you're in a street race. So you just lined up for a street race. Maybe you've got like starting girls going, ready, set up, go. And then they're just, I know we're in Las Vegas, but you know, there's chinks in Las Vegas too.
Japs, you fucking moron.
They're all the same. I've already told you this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Racist.
Yeah, so you have a race. A race goes, halfway through, a cop comes in. He's like, Nino, Nino, Nino. And he's like, pull over, you're racing, pull over. And you progressively see it. So it starts off at heat level 2, or whatever, equivalent. Race finishes, it goes up to heat level 3. Maybe he shows off some way of how to like take down the cops. Oh my god, they've lost it.
Just the way you said it. Nino, pull over, you are racing. I want cops to announce what the guy is doing.
Why is it so red? Like, your skin is red. Like,
you have someone like murdering someone, like, pull over, you are murdering someone.
Anyway, so then it obviously it shows up like heat level 3, and it gets progressively higher. And then maybe it comes up to a climax where there's a spike strip, and the guy like swerves into the spike strip, and he goes, "Needs to be payback." That's what I think should happen.
All right. Well,
maybe have like an action sequence somewhere inside there, like maybe beforehand. Something like that.
Yeah. All right. How I think they should have done it is they should have done what was I gonna say? They do the customization, any car, I don't really care which one, and they customize it all this bit, and then then someone tells them, hey, in order to get our final part for our build that we need to take down the truck, we need to beat this race and get the money, and then they do like a race or something really quick, and then it cuts like to them doing the heist thing. And then they could have probably cut it down to like fit it in, like the heist didn't have to.
The heist thing should have been in there.
Yeah, like to show off like that it's like a big part of the game, and it's a new selling point. So
I think they need to just prove it was gritty more than anything else.
Yeah. True, but I felt like the heist should have been in it, but they should have showed off the cops and the. Was
I the only one when you were watching it through that thought, you know, when the Koenigsegg came out? And the cops came from the other side. Did you think they were going to show the pursuit? Because I was expecting to see the pursuit.
I got finessed. I thought they were gonna, yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. Well, I've seen a Regera jump out of a van and then land with no damage. I was like, this bitch got skill, this bitch.
But you not think when the cops were coming, did you not think, oh, now I finally get to see the improved police, and I get to see the rhinos, I get to see that's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, now
they're saving that shit. They're saving that shit.
I don't think cops are in the E3 build. That's what they said.
Well, it wasn't, because we've seen all the gameplay from the E3 build. Although they did tweet about some of the YouTubers going doing racing stuff soon. They said you're going to see racing stuff soon before Gamescom or something like that. They said that on their Twitter. So we are going to get racing stuff for those who are moaning about that still. But I think we should, like, Jay, have you got anything else to add on what should have been, what could have been, what would have been?
Pretty much what you just said, really. Just race. I don't know why they didn't show race.
No, it honestly doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, it doesn't bother me too much, but you know, for the retards, you need to show them a race because
so that the retards are like, oh no, this.
What we
Six
did
are bad.
We got a whole action sequence, showed some of the takedown features and the special missions, showed the Agera being stolen, and it looked like the Agera had a massive sense of speed difference compared to the Mustang.
Yeah.
Mad difference. It looked rapid. Yeah, and then it just cut really, and we didn't really see any customization or anything else till afterwards in the stream.
I just sorry, I just got an epiphany.
Go on.
So
go on.
No, I just like, bro, I can't wait. It's just I just pictured the Koenigsegg, like I just pictured it for. I'm sorry, you can carry on. That was rude. Just had an epiphany.
Yeah, so then we got customization, and then we saw the Beetle get slammed to the floor.
That's hilarious.
That was unreal.
No, I screamed.
At that point, honestly,
Shit
after the E3 thing, I was like, okay, this is looking good. And then after the Beetle, Jay and I think CJ may have been in that Skype call. You can attest. Oh my god, I was LIT. I was off my head. I was
LITTY.
I was just. My hype went from 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. Oh, I know real shit. And it was mad. The customization. I think the customization is something which Need for Speed is just again hit out of the park.
Definitely, yeah.
By what we've been seeing so far, obviously, we can't say on the full game's behalf, but I think so far from what we've seen, the shit has been mad.
Very. I mean, the fact that they fixed fitment, and that's one thing I thought they weren't gonna touch. I thought they weren't gonna touch it, and then when I saw that shit go whoop, I was like, boy, you better fuck. Oh my days. I can slam an RX-7 without putting the Rocket Bunny kit on it.
Oh, it wasn't the only one. It wasn't the only one. And that's not all the customization options.
I know, we haven't even seen.
We haven't seen tire color. We haven't seen NOS color. Neons ?
Yeah.
Like, hopefully, I want them to add it in, but we don't. Like, it's. I'm doubtful.
Very doubtful. I feel like with Neon, I don't know. It's not even.
It's a daytime.
Hard. Is it hard?
As well. Nah, it won't be hard. It's just the daytime thing, which I'm a bit worried. Like, makes me turned off it. I don't think they're going to do it with daytime in the game.
No, it has a place if there's night, fam.
But GTA does, and it's in both. So I don't know.
Yeah, it has a place. It's. I think it's necessary. Almost.
Neon? I don't think it's necessary.
Adds so much to a car when there's underglow.
It does, but I don't think it's necessary.
Well, it just makes the car look sick. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Like, I want.
No, I need it, bro. If underglow would be that literal cherry on top, like, I'd be set. I would not need to complain about anything. But okay, you've done it. You've sold me. I'm done. Eat my ass. I'll spread my ass cheeks and you can dive in. That wouldn't be it.
Yeah. Now, one common concern I've seen among a lot of people, especially after I made that community fucking Need for Speed video, one thing I've seen along a lot of it is a lack of customization parts, especially for the 350.
Right.
Opinions? Like, do you think that's all that's yet to come? Do you think there's more to come? Do you think that's what we're going to get in the final build? Because from what LPN said, he said the Beetle was the BRZ of this E3. And he was one of the guys that went to the event.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, I guess?
It's hard to comment because they said they've bumped it up. How much was it? Like four front bumpers, 4 back bumpers.
Right. So for the 350, it was the stock, Voltex, Alchemist, and Rocket Bunny.
Right.
And then all the splitters, diffusers, spoilers, all the different APR spoilers, and stuff.
It's actually, I don't mind that. That's not a little amount for me. I don't know what people are. Do people want like 20 different?
Yeah, and that's the problem with licensing comes in. So
do they understand that? Does it cost money for them to buy it? Does it cost money for them to buy licensing?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So that I don't know.
You got to pay to have a Ferrari in the game, or a Lamborghini in the game, or a Mazda in the game. Like, you got to pay for that license.
Yeah.
Just like you would for the body part.
So it's like I don't know. I don't think customization will be my issue because, believe it or not, customization wasn't my issue in 2015. I didn't mind the customization. The only thing that I did mind in customization was the fact that I couldn't lower my car properly. that was the only thing I had. Like, nigga, my car's tiptoeing and I don't like it. It doesn't look right.
The only problem I had was the locks, the mix and match locks, but now that's completely gone.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, there were only 3 bumpers, but you can mix and match that bumper with any splitter you want, any front fender you want, any rear fender you want, and the combinations, that are probably like that 350, hundreds, probably millions of combinations you could do. Maybe not millions, maybe hundreds of thousands of combinations you can have with the mix and match feature. And they have added to tail lights. They've added the headlight tint.
Yeah.
Like headlight tint, splitters, hoods, roof.
That makes me think.
Roof lights on the Beetle.
Sleepy eyes on pop-ups.
Possible. I mean,
Boy.
they had front lights on the last one, didn't they, for the MX-5? They had different front lights for that.
Yeah, but that was like completely taking the pop-ups off. But
I think Sleepy Eyes is a bit far-fetched.
I would Sleepy Eyes far-fetched. Literally making the thing close a little bit more less.
I don't know. It's not something I can see.
Oh my! But you can see tinted headlights.
I can see.
And white rear view lights.
The X things, the X taped lights.
They didn't really excite me too
That's
much.
The closest thing I can see. I don't know. It's just a bit. I don't know. Maybe it's not like.
Well, if you say like they've gone all out with the customization, if you think about it, they can't add different coloured lights to the RX-7 really.
Which one?
That's all it.
You can.
The not really. It wouldn't look that right.
Yeah, but it's still add it though.
If you're gonna change headlights, Sleepy Eyes, or take them off completely. I've never seen a different colour.
Yeah, not till NZXT comes around.
No, that would look shit.
It seems like it's a universal option by the seams of things.
Sleepy Eyes.
God, you are a little kid, aren't you? Little
yes,
bitch.
I want Sleepy Eyes.
Bitch.
I want Sleepy Eyes now. Give me.
So no one. Yeah. So for me, I don't think customization is an issue. I think with the mix and match, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna make my shit look real original, and then I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna see someone.
Yeah, a white R32, well original.
I would beg. I know Veal Slide ain't gonna be in this game because they would have showed it off by now, and they would have had it on the 350. But,
you know, imagine it's not even. Imagine the R32 is not even in the game.
I'd actually commit. No, I wouldn't commit. I'd just use something else instead. But
I'd laugh and say they did that on purpose. Because what the fuck? Literally,
that's just like, bang.
They've already got the model. I would literally be out of spite.
But yeah, it would be nice to see the wide Veal Slide kit in there, but it's not going to be in there. So
another thing, though, that I'm mad excited about is the fact that we're going to get DLC and paid.
Paid, yeah.
That means we're going to get car packs.
And that means it's going to last longer.
Exactly. It means that the game's going to have such a longer lifespan. That's going to help with YouTubers and just playing in general. I'm very excited.
Audi's back.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the R8 is on that shit,
it's gotta be. I just cannot see it not being in there. Liberty Walk R8, Huracan from the last game with the Liberty Walk kit on, and what was it? There was another brand, I can't remember what it's called.
Doobie.
What else? VWs are in the game, so a Golf, Club Sport, Liberty Walk, stance all the way to the ground. That shit looks sick. There's so many things I can think of in my head which just would look absolutely amazing. Voltex are back in the game. BN Sports are hopefully coming back from the last game. So a 240 BN Sports mixed with like maybe a rocket winnie thing in there, like actually stance to the ground properly this time.
It's gonna be because that car was already went low with the BN kit.
Like imagine like imagine like you've got a group of 4 of us with like BN Sports like drift legs, and then we've all got different tyre smoke, and as we're drifting it's like rainbow colour like tyre smoke. Imagine how sick that would look. Imagine how sick that would look.
Because I'm gonna come.
Imagine how sick that would look. It's like, especially in Frostbite. Imagine on PC, Xbox One X bringing the power to you. Oh my god! I actually am gonna come. I kind of want an Xbox One X, but I haven't got enough money for it. We can talk about that later. Anyway, Carry on.
Prostitute.
Okay, so yeah, so customization's looking phenomenal. Now, I think the one big problem which so many people have had, I honestly don't get it. The physics. This like it's something we're gonna have to touch upon at some point in this.
What the physics that they haven't even used yet?
I think from what I've seen, you can see a quite evident change in physics.
Very much. Do you know what I did? I went on Need for Speed earlier just to like drive around, and I was trying to weave. I was just slaloming on the street, and it was very
twitchy.
It felt very unnatural. It felt like the car didn't even want to do it, sort of thing. And then when I was watching gameplay from E3, and the way the car was acting and how it was responding to when the person was weaving through the traffic, there is no way that could be done with 2015's physics. It would be shit. You would crash.
According to Theo, they've been completely rehauled.
Exactly.
From the ground up.
So the fact that people are saying it looks the same, you're deliberately being negative. You like in your head, if you are looking at those physics and comparing them to 2015's and saying they look exactly the same, then you are a retard. I'm just gonna put that straight out there. I don't care how you take that. Well, of course, it's a Need for Speed game.
That's like game.
Exactly. So of course that's their physics. But
that's
obviously,
I can go and saying and agreeing with the people is more of a case of they're similar, not the same. This is coming from someone who I know for you, Jay. For a lot of the majority of Need for Speed play, you were on the customization side of things, like you were on the wrap editor side of things. So when the wrap editor comes down, you're going to be able to spot things which I didn't spot when I was using the wrap editor, like little incremental improvements.
And hopefully, the physics changes that. I am not just on the wrap editor.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of hours on that because I didn't really enjoy playing the game that much because it was just stressful. So like PvP and stuff weren't really things I like to do. I'd only do it like with you guys if we were all on it.
And I'm the exact opposite. I was the exact opposite.
Like, yeah. Because you're a fucking maniac.
Fucking went hard on the drifting, on the racing. Like, I am extremely well versed in how the physics work in Need for 2015. Like what Jay was saying along with the swerving, it's hard. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to explain it. So as you turn, if you lift off, the car turns in more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I sound like a nerd, don't I?
I'm just wondering, is CJ even here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm just paying attention to what you guys are doing.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, as you're swerving, if you lift off and go back on the power at the same time, you can kind of enter it okay. Now, I only know this because I have literally put like almost 1,000 hours into driving, and I had a series called Undefeated. That's like, honestly, Undefeated is one of the main reasons why I know the physics so well. And like, for me, it's one of those things, once you get past that initial learning curve of learning why they're so retarded and getting a good tune, you can do it. Now, like I said that in my video earlier on, it shouldn't be that way. You know, with the master slider, you should be able to tune whatever to tune, but it's not unplayable if you learn it and you get used to it over the time. I feel like, again, someone have to comment on one of my videos. People like millennials, quote unquote, like to have their things their own way, and if it's not their own way, they don't like it. And I think with 2015, there was definitely like a bit of a curve to it where you actually kind of need to learn the tuning and learn the physics. Otherwise, you're just gonna have a shit time. And for me, especially with the drifting, the drifting was a lot easier to do than the racing, like, competitively.
Oh, I didn't. Whenever I did do a race, I was sliding around the corner, not driving.
Yeah.
I found I didn't know how to.
But it was easier to get more angle than it was to get a racing line, if that makes sense. But it was possible, especially in the RSR and the hot rod. It was especially possible. But anyway, back to what I was saying with 2017. The way the car attacks the corners, and the way it still has a bit of a pendulum effect. I'm assuming that's probably to do something with the sliders, and it does still look a bit Criterion-esque. Now, a disclaimer, I don't personally have an issue with the Criterion drifting. I know a lot of people do. You can still turn that off in the next game, by the way. That's still a thing. If you don't like it, you can turn it off, and it's been fixed this time. Now, I personally have an issue. I think Hot Pursuit 2010 was one of the best racing Need for Speed games to come out in a very long time, since whenever it came out. 2015 is my new favourite, but back then that was a good game. And a lot of people don't like that game for whatever reason, but I liked it. So, you know, the Criterion physics aren't a problem for me. The brake to drift isn't a problem to me, especially as you can turn it off anyway. But regardless, the way the car doesn't twitch, and the way the car doesn't look like it looks like it has substance. It looks like it doesn't have a mind of its own. It looks like it's being controlled. And this sounds like, it probably sounds like a lot of bullshit for those who don't trust YouTubers, or who don't who just did a dickheads basically. But if you've played enough of the game, Need for 2015, to know the physics well enough, you'll agree with me in that the way the car moves out and the way the drift is controlled, there's more substance to it. It's a lot more control. It's hard to explain unless you've played it. I can't explain it. It's like, it's one of those things. If you've played the game long enough, you'll know. If you play Prestige mode and you've got a gold and everything, and you've got to that point in the game, you'll know. I can't explain it. It just looks like it's got more substance. That's the only best way I can put it.
Yeah. I think,
you know what I mean? Is that making sense, or am I not making sense?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
It's hard to explain. I mean, with these things, you do need to play it to truly understand. But from looking at it, and from what I've seen looking at it, it looks promising.
No, it does. I agree.
And if it's gonna be interesting to see what it's like without brake drift on. Because a part of me does miss that, to be honest. A bit of nostalgia kicking in. I'm not gonna lie, I do miss that a bit from the old Underground games. I would like to turn off brake drift for grip races. I feel like that it just makes a bit more sense. I mean, in some regards, you can take a lot of notes from other games that have done that, to be honest. Anyway, anything else you want to say on physics?
Not really. You pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
What else have we not covered?
We have not covered the
what have we not covered? Oh, Deluxe Edition. No, did that before.
I'm not even sure. I'm trying to think.
Anything at E3 that we've not touched on?
Oh. Let's talk about Minecraft in 4K.
No, Need for Speed E3 stuff we haven't talked about. Was that everything?
Yeah, really, more or less. Customization.
We're getting racing stuff soon.
Yeah.
Right then. Let's move on. Well, we talked about the crew, we talked about Need for Speed. Do you want to move on to Forza? Do you want to talk about Forza?
We already talked about Forza, didn't we?
Forza. Right, let's go on to E3 as a whole then. We've got those out the way. I think we go by conference, so Joe, you can lead, because I'm having hiccups.
So it was Microsoft. It was Microsoft first one.
Oh my god, that's the worst conference in my opinion.
Fucking Minecraft 4K.
So they bring an Xbox One X out, yeah, to show the graphics, and they bring Minecraft out.
Yes,
Minecraft
in 4K.
In 4K.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks lit.
Graphics for your brand new console, and you bring out Minecraft.
Cross-platform, Minecraft
that was cool.
4K.
That was cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was cool.
Yeah.
But 4K.
You know we're gonna be doing some massive, big open lobbies on Minecraft. We're gonna be doing some survival. You know, it's gonna be lit. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm gonna stream that shit. You lot think I'm joking. If you're watching this, right, I promise you, when I get my internet sorted, I'm going to stream 5 hours of Minecraft. Not even for as long as I fucking can go. We're gonna do some mad Minecraft hardcore survival, mining diamonds, diamond ore, gold ore, ignet gang. Yeah. We're gonna do this shit. We're gonna. I don't care. We are doing this shit. Oh shit! I just banged my hand on my desk. But yeah, can't wait for that.
Right, Xbox. They announced Forza Horizon 3 in 4K. They announced Forza Motorsport 7 in 4K.
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 They announced Minecraft in 4K. Oh, also exclusive, console exclusive, console exclusive.
Console exclusive.
Coming to Xbox One first. Exclusive. That happened a lot.
Yeah.
What else? What else did they announce?
Oh, that pirate game, Yarhar mateys.
backwards compatibility on original Xbox games. Easily the best thing they announced the whole stream. Honestly, we were watching the stream and it was shit. It was awful.
That's never gonna come back.
We were giving
it's a Microsoft game, so it probably will.
I'm speaking. We were giving live reactions to it, and yeah, we were very underwhelmed for the majority of it. To be honest, it was pretty shit.
It was kind of sad actually.
The only interesting things they showed off were for third-party titles. What do we think of the Xbox One X? Everyone here, for the majority of things, plays on the Xbox the most, right?
Yep. No PC.
That's bullshit. You play on your Xbox more than you do PC.
No, I play PC mostly.
No,
most of the time
he does.
Well, yeah, most of the...
You know when he's not talking and shit, he's on a PC.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's
game.
The thing is, like,
right, so
he just leaves his Xbox on
in
in
the
fucking
background.
background.
Then CJ, it's me and Jay. Jay,
okay.
Xbox One
Move
X.
your disgusting fucking feet.
What do you think of the Xbox?
Say that again, sorry.
Do you want?
Would
you get it? Is it an interesting
for
proposition
someone who hasn't got an Xbox yet? Probably not, right? Because there ain't shit really going on Xbox right now, especially if you're on PS4. Because PS4 right now has the healthier game list. I'm not saying Xbox is trash, because it's not. That's why I still have an Xbox and I stick to having one, because I want a PS4, but I ain't rich, right? So
Rich gang, Drake V.
For me, as an Xbox player, and for someone who wants to continue playing Xbox until the next generation of consoles does come around, which will probably be like 2020, I'm guessing, at this point.
Yeah,
after 20, maybe even 2021.
21.
I honestly think they're going to go on for a lot longer than people think, but
yeah, especially now they're bringing out these big, hefty, like very powerful consoles.
Things, yeah.
I feel like I am going to upgrade, and when I get to the point where I can afford a 4K TV, I will, or monitor, or whatever. But like, not even just for the visuals, for the fact that it's going to be a lot more powerful. It's going to run my games better. It makes sense to me to upgrade it, because I have the original one from, like, I don't have the S. I have my first Xbox One that I bought, and it's a bit rusty. It's fucked up on me a few times where, like, the button won't turn on. I've had to, like, take the front off and dust it and shit. I've had to maintain it, and I don't know if it'll break on me. Like, I don't know, but it might, and I feel like an upgrade wouldn't be a stupid idea. But for someone who's new, maybe
is Richard Seifert.
Hello. For someone who
put your fucking webcam on, you dickhead. You're ruining my border.
Oh. For some.
Hello, Richard. Hello, Richard.
For someone who hasn't actually
Hello, Richard.
CJ, shut the fuck up, you dickhead.
For someone who hasn't got an Xbox One and is thinking, what console should I get? You definitely should get a PlayStation, because they've got more right now. Unless you have a hard on for Forza or something, then you need an Xbox. But then get the S. Actually, no, scrap what I just said. Don't just get a PlayStation 4. If you want a PlayStation 4, get one. But the S would be a more clever
Xbox
purchase than the X. Yes.
I think if you're going to get an Xbox, get the X.
It's a lot cheaper though, the S. The S is like, what, 200 quid? Yeah, and the Xbox One S is like 400 quid. One X, sorry. It's 400 quid.
But it's going to run your games a lot better.
Yeah, but not everyone's got that. That's £200 more.
This is my thing. I have an S. Now, I upgraded recently from my One because my One was breaking. So I sold it to a family member and didn't tell him it was breaking. I got a bit of money from it.
This nigga literally finessed his own family and he's proud of it. It's just let everyone know I finessed.
I'm not proud of
it.
it.
No, you are. You definitely are. I remember when you came in the party, you was like, I sold my Xbox to my family and it's broke. Like, what?
It's not broken. It's like Jay's. It's just need to maintain it a bit.
Old.
The actual Xbox was fine. It was the controller, which was a bit. And it was only on Rainbow for some reason. It was only on Rainbow. It was weird. And I know he ain't playing Rainbow, so it's calm. Anyway, I got an S. Now, for me, the Xbox One S, I would buy if I had the money for it. If I had the spare money for it after games, I would get it, even if I didn't have a 4K monitor, purely based on the fact that my games are going to look better regardless because the textures run higher. So regardless, it doesn't even matter if you've not got a 4K TV because it's still going to look absolutely great. Now, Need for Speed is having Xbox One X compatibility.
Yeah.
So that's huge. That's huge in
Damn,
itself.
son.
And for me, if it's a choice between the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X, it's a no-brainer. In terms of what is actually better, it's the X, because the X actually runs 4K natively, as where the PS4 does like scales up 1440p.
Yeah.
Basically, it's going to look a lot better on the X compared to the PS4. Now, yeah, it could be a bit nitpicking, to be honest. But I don't play my PS4 enough to warrant a Pro upgrade, as where I play my Xbox enough to warrant a Pro upgrade. If I can go into game, give him my Xbox One S, and they can say, look, okay, you're giving it us in, you'll give us your 200 quid off.
It's not going to be no 200 quid off. You're mad.
Go in and do it. But the likelihood, if that's not going to happen, that's not
you knew what you knew. You know you bullshitting saying that it'll be 100 the most.
No, this is me wishful thinking. It's going to be 100. But if
can't you even find out? Hold on, I'll try and look.
There's nothing at the moment because it's not even going up for pre-order yet.
Oh, doobie, sorry.
But yeah, if I've got the money, I want it. I think it's a nice upgrade. It's if I've got the spare money for it. Maybe come like next March time, or whatever, when the crew comes out.
Yeah, it's sad because I want both. I want a PS4 as well.
I mean, I would like a PS. I mean, again, with the PS4 Pro, it's one of those things. If I've got extra money lying around, then sure. But like,
I don't think I'll get the Pro. That seems a bit unnecessary to me. But
because I've still got the original PS4, like the stock original PS4 from launch. Like I've had that for years now, and it's a bit loud. Besides being a bit loud, there's nothing really wrong with it because all of them were louder then. Yeah, that's my opinion on the Xbox One X. I think honestly, if you're gonna get one, just get the X. Save it for the X. It's a bit more money, but you definitely it makes a lot more sense. Like if it's only 250 quid. Well, it's not even 150 in the grand scheme of things. That's what, like a controller and a few games. Like, in my opinion, I think you're better off saving 150 and doubling down on the game side of things. I think it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and hopefully Microsoft come with some healthy titles next year, which I think they will.
Eventually, when you go ahead and get a 4K TV, it's going to be ready for it. So.
I have a thing. I was watching an interview with Phil Spencer, the head of Microsoft. Xbox. That I have huge respect for that guy, by the way.
He doesn't seem like a corporate monkey. He seems like
he is a very, very down-to-earth person. He said openly that he would think it would be better if Sony, if the PlayStation and Xbox and other consoles were cross thingy, and
he's thinking that because he's lost. Not lost.
Well, yeah, obviously, but he said that he thinks that because of the way gaming it's kind of expanded. Like recently, it's not. It seems like they're not. They say in a business aspect, they don't gain anything from the competitors losing, and they've negotiated it with Sony, and Sony said no. What was the excuse?
That's bullshit,
Sony's excuse to that, or Sony's reply to them negotiating cross compat is that because they tried to do it with Minecraft. Do you know how Minecraft is? Yeah. I don't think PS4 is on that roster. So I think from what I can remember, it's only they said that they can't monitor other communities. So they can't monitor Xbox's community, they can't monitor Nintendo's, and they want it to be family friendly. Now, that seems like a bit bold to me because Nintendo is probably the most family friendly out of the bunch, right?
Yeah.
And if they can monitor it, then I feel like that's. But I don't know. What do you think about that?
The business thing sounds like bullshit, to be honest. If I choose to buy a PS4 over an Xbox, you're losing, right?
Yeah.
So for them to say they don't lose anything for me not buying an Xbox is bullshit, because that's just simple business.
No. Well, I think what he meant by saying it doesn't, seeing them seeing the competitor fail. They say that he's saying it doesn't, as a company, it doesn't really benefit them. Like,
but it does because they're getting more sales. So that's bullshit in itself. That's just him. I think that's him trying to cover up the fact that they want to do this because they're losing sales. Right? That makes more sense.
I don't know. I was looking at it more of a humane way than you are. I think you're looking at it a bit hostile. Like,
well, he's a bit like I'm looking at it from a business.
It makes
perspective.
complete sense. If let's think about it. If you like a PS4, you like a PS4 because it's a PS4. If you're a fanboy for a PS4, you're a fanboy for a PS4. If you're a fanboy for an Xbox, you're a fanboy for an Xbox. No matter how much they upgrade or improve, you ain't gonna cross over. A fanboy is a fanboy, and there's a fucking lot of them in this world, and that's why there's so much sales. There's a lot of fanboys.
But like you said earlier, you said so. Like, well, I agree as well. I think Sony's got a lot of more exclusives. Partially the reason why it's selling more. Also the first E3 of this gen, when they fucked up the big E3, that's another reason as well, and that's a big reason why. Now, do you think if Xbox were in the lead, they would be offering cross-platform to everyone? They wouldn't, because they're in the lead and they've got more consoles sold and they're selling more. Sony can do whatever the fuck they want at the moment. Whatever they want, because they are in the lead by a lot. I think I read somewhere for every 4 PS4 sold, it was 1 Xbox One, which is recently caught up, so that probably is outdated by now. But to think
very outdated. It's like you're talking about when the consoles were new. They're not new anymore.
No, they're not. No, I know completely.
I don't feel like that cool. Gaps. I don't think that gap's as big as you think it is.
Probably not, but it's still
at this point. And I know for a fact they sold a lot of those Xbox One S's.
They probably did, but so did Sony when they sold the Slim as well.
Exactly.
But my point is, like, yeah, cross-platform would be really cool.
No, it would, and it would fuck. It would. I don't know. I don't think it would affect business that much. I really don't. I just don't. It's like. What would it do? What did you think if that was the case, then we could play Call of Duty with people on PS4 alongside Xbox?
Because I can do all out on PC.
Say that again.
I wouldn't buy an Xbox. Because all the Xbox exclusives now come. Well, Forza's coming to PC now, so on PC don't have to worry about gold, I don't think. And if I do, then that's when I'll come to it at a closer time. But so I get all my Xbox exclusives on PC. And then I get all my Sony exclusives on my PS4, and I can play with all my Xbox friends on PS4. So I wouldn't buy an Xbox.
What, have you got a super duper rig that can run your games very smoothly without problems?
I can run the game smoothly without no problems.
Have you tried to run Forza?
I know Horizon 3 is a bit of a mess. I do know Horizon 3 is a bit. I can run Apex fine, though.
Have you? Oh, you can.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm a console person. I think consoles are straight to the point. They do what they're supposed to do. My PC does what it's supposed to do.
I completely agree. But if it was,
and I feel like
the point where it's cross-platform, though, it's like, why would I buy an Xbox if my PS4 can do everything and that my Xbox can do?
Because it's not.
There's no reason. And especially when I can play all my Xbox exclusive on my PC every now and then anyway, and I'm playing Forza less and less now, so it's like that's not really even that big of an issue.
I get what you're saying, but PCs aren't like everyone's like.
No,
not everyone's
to me
to buy a
to
PC.
me PC gaming is like buying a car, turbocharging it, and dailying it. It's not reliable at all, in my opinion. I think consoles are just
they're expensive. You've got to buy loads of fucking parts. You've always got to change them. Consoles last longer. They just, to me, they do.
I think that's a common misconception with PC gaming. The only thing I've changed in the past 2 years on my computer is the GPU, and that was only because I got given one.
How much? Last time I changed GPU was 2014, and that's pretty much it.
How much was it?
I got given it. That's the only reason why I changed it.
Yeah, but how much was it? I'm asking. Do you know?
The actual
on average
price for it?
Yeah.
Google it. Hold on.
So say if my PC was breaking and I needed a new GPU, how much would it be costing me to buy a new GPU? Because I know the 1080 is like what?
You can buy one for a good, decent one for around 150. The one in here now is £80, £85, and I can run games on high at 60.
Without no problems, none, no crashing, not your computer overheating, nothing. Like it's with
the
smooth.
AMD cards, I was worrying about it getting hot the other day, but that's normal. So that's an 80 quid card, and I can run high 60 on most games. I completely agree. Consoles are easier, but in a world where cross-platform is available in every game, I play on Xbox. I play Rainbow, I play Need for Speed mainly, and I play Forza occasionally. If I'm playing Forza occasionally, I can go on PC for that. The other 2 games I can play on my PS4 with you guys on Xbox.
Yeah, no.
The only advantage I think to having Xbox would be games for gold, but I have most of the games I'm interested in already at this point. So it's like.
Nah, I hear you.
That's all in like that's a hypothetical world. That's hypothetical. So let's carry on with the E3 thing. So, yeah, Microsoft did a fuck all, pretty shitty conference.
Oh yeah, I think it's safe to say it was by far the worst.
Yeah, the only thing they've really
I think Bethesda.
Oh no, Bethesda was fucking awful.
Shit, they had nothing.
However,
I didn't watch
the main ones.
Yeah, they are part of the main, but they have their own freaking conference.
But it's not like Ubi or EA or like they don't have the same presence for me.
Do you know how fucking
whoa?
Do you know how big Bethesda is? Are you retarded?
I'm not saying they're not big. I'm saying they don't have the presence for me. There's a difference.
Yeah, for you.
Because
they don't have any racing games. That's why
they did. You just didn't.
Because I play more than just racing games. That's the one I play. Like I said this in the stream. I play action adventure a lot. I play a lot.
So what if they dropped another Fallout, which you seem to fucking bust your nut for with 4?
I'd be excited.
It's one of the best games ever. Oh, sick.
I'd be excited, but I wouldn't like. One game don't make a conference.
No, and they didn't have any. They had what was it? The Wolfenstein? What is it called?
Wolfenstein.
That shit. They've got 2. I don't even know what that is. So I didn't even know Bethesda made that game.
Bethesda are more of like a Rockstar type company. Where if Rockstar came to E3 every year, it's like it's only so much Rockstar can announce. Now maybe Rockstar with a few more game series. There's only so much you can do.
Bethesda are a lot more purer than the others in terms of games because I don't know what they were doing this year. They could have came with that Elder Scrolls.
Are Bethesda a publishing company as well?
Yeah. Are they? Yeah. They could have came with that Elder Scrolls and shook my ball sack, but they didn't. They came with fucking Elder Scrolls the fucking Elder Scrolls Online DLC. They can kill themselves. That fucking Morrowind bullshit, and then they came with loads of VR crap. And Wolfenstein, and that's it.
For me, I've never counted Bethesda as big as EA or Microsoft or Sony or that's just a personal thing. So I didn't really pay much attention to
EA shout out games, so EA shout out games like you shout out content. I'm joking. You know I want to.
CJ doesn't want to react because he's like, "Oh no, Cam's gonna bully me for the call."
I don't want to get kicked.
I don't want to get kicked.
I don't want to get kicked. Nah.
That's a wise decision.
What was after Bethesda? Was that no? It's Ubisoft, wasn't it? And Ubisoft came with the fire.
Oh, they made my pussy wet. They made my fucking pussy wet.
We've already talked about the Crew too. Sorry.
Alright. I don't mind because there's so much more that Ubisoft had that made my pussy wet.
What you need to say about the Crew 2 for all the eager beavers.
No.
The reason why we started recording first as well is because I didn't want to start recording at 3:30, go for 2 hours and see the sunrise.
I don't mind Cam. Yeah.
Carry on.
So the Crew 2.
I can see the sunrise now. Actually, Jay, look outside. Carry on.
Ooh, can we get a live view?
Fucking sick blood gang shit.
Shut up, CJ.
Blood gang shit.
You don't shut up, you late.
Was it the day before? The day before Ubisoft. The day before Ubisoft.
Who did that?
Who did that? Announced. Can you shut the fuck up, please?
Please.
The day before Ubisoft, the Crew 2 announced. Got the trailer. Part of the trailer got leaked, right?
We've already talked about this. Just say what you think.
So okay. The day before, I was pretty fucking annoyed. It kind of dampened my day a bit. I was a little sad boy for the rest of the day. A bunch of negative emotions. However, the day of, when it came out, it kind of revived it. Seeing all the gameplay and also watching Theo's video about the Crew 2 yesterday. I think it really brought it back, and I think I'm excited for it. I'm not like really hyped for it. I wouldn't say I'm as hyped as I am for Need for Speed. If you know what I mean. Like, I'm more hyped for Need for Speed
like
way
me,
over the.
But like on the lesser hypes, I'm putting it up there as the game of the year again, contender.
I'm very excited. If I were to put it on a scale from I'm not interested at all to Need for Speed Payback, it would be like up here ish. Like it's pretty close to Payback.
Yeah, that's about the same for me actually. Yeah, I think it's possible game of the year contender again. If like racing games.
I think the street racing is gonna I think the racing in general is gonna be sick in that game. Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
And we're all getting on PC, so if we're gonna do
Drivecast,
so we can leech off Theo. Anyway,
a Drivecast versus a Lameme.
Oh god. Yeah, Ubi still came with the fire. The Far Cry 5 looks intense.
Oh my god.
That shit looks intense.
Yeah, that game looks really cool. I'm really interested in it.
Fucking sick.
My pussy turned into a waterfall. Holy shit.
When
my ovaries exploded, to be honest.
My ovaries imploded.
When I saw all the dead niggas in the bus, they were dead, and like it would look gory and shit, and it looked like Far Cry should. Like it reminded me of Far Cry 3, which in my opinion leaps and bounds better than 4.
To me, 3 and 4 were both the same game, pretty much, just in different locations. 4 was great.
Tickle my berries.
I liked 4 more than 3. 4, in my opinion, was better than 3.
You're in the minority there. Because
for
me, no, CJ. Because from what I understand, at least, Far Cry 3 was just 4 with a better story.
I just liked Far Cry 4 better. I like the location better.
That's because you're a nigger, and only niggers like 4 better than 3.
For me, Vass is the best video game villain ever. Period. Vass, I can't think of anyone who's as charismatic, who's as memorable.
Oh yeah.
What was that opening sequence when he was sitting there on the rock?
He's like, "Do you know the definition
of insanity?" That will stick with me. That will always stick with me.
The guy who plays Vass is in Breaking Bad. He's one of Loco's buddies. People.
All I know is he needs his own. He needs another game. That needs
a spin-off.
He's a big character in Better Call Saul. So.
What's that?
Do you know the definition of
it's a show based off of Breaking Bad. If I was the lawyer man in Breaking Bad.
Oh, it's one of those shit spin-off things, like the way
it's actually really good.
The way Superman does Smallville and that, and Flash has one, and those really. I know what you mean, but I know what I mean too. It's like when a big thing. It's like, we need to keep the hype going. Let's make a spin-off. And
yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a good show though.
Something over and over again. It will send you insane.
Oh, that's a quote from Far Cry 3.
Yeah, you delivered it. Fucking awful. 10 out of 2.
10 out of 2.
Okay, and they also had South Park.
Yes. Oh my god. Fuck! I need it. You just reminded me. You reminded me again. I need to buy that shit real quick. Because let me tell you, right. South Park's humor is amazing. Now I've seen some. This is a bit off topic.
Some of the things they were saying on the conference was hilarious in that little part because they were taking the piss out of everyone else. It was quite funny.
I feel some people say that South Park because after I think it's the last 3 series. It's all been linear, so it's all connected.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like a continuation, and it affects the whole story. It's not like just new. Like on Family Guy, something will happen, it won't affect the next episode. Whereas in South Park, for the last 3 series, it's been linear. It's been very political as well, but I think it's been hilarious. Like there was an episode where the last series was the kind of following the election, and literally they would fucking make an episode in that same week after a debate. So they would make an episode in that week and then make another episode in that. The speed is mad. But there was Hillary, which was I think it was a giant douche. That's what they called it. They called her a giant douche or a turd, and that was fucking Donald Trump. But Donald Trump was played by the transgender teacher. And the transgender teacher,
Mr. Mackley, isn't he?
He literally did everything he could to stop them from voting for him and like saying, "I'm a fucking awful choice. Don't choose me." And everyone's just cheering him on. And he gets voted. And it's so
president.
accurate. The accuracy is mad. Like, it is crazy.
I'm gonna fuck him all to death.
I think my opinion on South Park, it just as a TV show, is this. I've watched a very small amount of it. However, I think them doing random shit opposed to them making politically involved cartoons. I feel like I like them just fucking around rather than them getting into politics.
See, I did think that until I got into it, and like I feel like because they're just taking the piss out of society. Like society is a joke right now.
Oh, PC.
I always had. They're literally just taking the piss. Like. They've got an episode where, well, not an episode, the whole thing where Randy's PC, like politically correct. He's like, "Oh, it's okay, I'm politically correct," and it's just he's taking the piss out of everything. They've got an episode where Kanye West is like fucking going around like telling everyone that is Kim isn't a troll, like an actual fucking troll, like a mythical creature, like. My wife isn't a troll because she doesn't live in a hole. I actually do recommend you just try and watch them, at least one episode, because it's fucking hilarious. Like,
we need to watch an episode together. Yeah,
there's an episode where the boys in the school like fucking walk around with their dicks out because they're trying to prove a point for like males, and it's absolutely they go at every single political problem, every single thing that's wrong with society.
There's one where is it Rand? No, it's the Jew dad. He's like an internet troll, and he like spends his time just trolling people on the internet and causing someone to kill herself. And then they have like this, and then Denmark's like they have this task force dedicated to like fucking like on the internet exposing everybody's emails and shit or something like that.
No, it's very accurate, but yeah, that's South Park. I'm very looking forward to the game. I think the game will give me the giggles like the show does, so I think I'll pick that up. Maybe not at launch, but I'll definitely pick it up because I know they had a game before that. The Sticker Truth.
Yeah.
And this is fucking I forgot the name.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna carry on anyway. Then they talked about Beyond Good.
I want to talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2 and how fucking amazing that whole presentation was. Because I actually really want to get that game because they've had that like.
When that guy started tearing
me too. Up, that was so genuine.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a conference where he choked up and I was like, this nigga deserves this. Like,
I didn't play the game from 2003. Was it 2003?
I never played it. I never heard of it till now.
I never heard of it till now.
But, like, I'm sold. The actual trailer got me interested. I'm not gonna say first. Just one thing. Don't get yourself too hyped. You haven't seen any gameplay, and I'm pretty sure the game will. Do you think we'll see it next year?
Nah, maybe a teaser or something.
I think it will come 2019.
But whatever it was, like the amount I will buy out of respect for that guy, like just
how much
effort he's put into it, and so like the way he presented him, he sold the game to me. Like
no, yeah, he did.
Like he cares.
It was almost like he was working on it for all them years.
No, they were working on it for the past 15 years. They've kept that stocked up for 15 years.
Wow.
They're just kind of working on it behind the scenes.
You know that shit.
They didn't really announce anything to Ubisoft. Well, they obviously did. Ubisoft would obviously track on them, but they didn't like announce anything publicly about them making that game.
You know, if they've been hiding that for 15 years, that shit is going to be good because Ubisoft. They must have put buckets of money into that for them to make such a big deal about it. Did you see the trailer and how fucking good that shit looked? That shit looked amazing.
It was funny. It was serious. It was intense. It was the perfect.
The monkey character was like, and the fucking big ass pig nigga dropping f-bombs left, right, and center. Fucking
that monkey nigga is getting some mad pussy. You know that. You know he's getting some mad
some of that Afro pussy. Yeah, some of that disco.
So to round it up,
disco pum pum.
So to round it up, Ubi was great. Ubi was a very good conference.
No, I think it was one of the best.
But for me, hands down, Sony.
No, of course it is. You're a fanboy.
Oh,
Let's put it out there. Because honestly, I think Ubisoft beat Sony.
For me,
I agree. Yeah.
In terms of exclusives, I think Ubisoft won because not exclusives. But I feel like because PlayStation had COD, that was a big one. It didn't even show that much really though.
that was all multiplayer gameplay.
Yeah, but it was cinematic. It
That
wasn't
was all
actual.
stuff done in the camera mode, cinema mode, whatever it's called.
Oh, really?
It was recorded in that mode. Like they played. What they did is they choreographed a match online, used the camera mode, and then they it's basically just a YouTube video.
COD showcases coming to my
COD
channel.
showcase.
Yes.
What else did PlayStation? All right then. So what did PlayStation have?
Spider-Man, Uncharted,
yeah,
the Heavy
which was
Rain
DLC.
game.
Cam, I really want to hear you talk about Spider-Man. Because-
We'll get around to that. We'll get around to that. Spider-Man, Uncharted, the Heavy Rain successor type thing with the robots and shit. COD. Those ones were the main ones for me. For for me, Beyond Good and Evil, because I'm not interested in South Park like you guys are. Like
I'm not interested in South
Sony
Park.
really me.
I like
for
South
me,
Park.
all that Ubi did was The Crew, which good, and Far Cry and Beyond Good and Evil. 3 games.
I
as
liked
well.
Assassin's Creed.
There you
did.
go, there's
but-
another one.
I thought it was kind of boring.
But for
I'm
me,
not
as
a big
well,
fan of
Sony,
Assassin's Creed.
I'm
That's
gonna
because
buy,
you're a bitch, nigga. You won't be able to play them games.
Ow!
You can't play you, nigga.
I'm gonna buy the Uncharted thing because it doesn't relate to the main story, so I have to play 3 more games to catch up, and it's only £20, and it's coming next month, so that's easy. I'm gonna get COD because COD's COD. I'm probably gonna get the.
That's not PlayStation exclusive.
Okay. Doop.
They don't get that, fam. That's not theirs.
It wasn't anywhere else. Wasn't anywhere else.
Not theirs though.
I'm judging the conference, and that was
It's only because Activision ain't got their own thing, which I'm surprised by the way. I'll put that out there.
They really.
Surprised
only-
that-
that's why I'm
They
surprised
have their own.
Bethesda have got their own.
Thing is, Activision only has COD. That's really it.
Bethesda are their own. I don't know.
Activision
Anyway.
just has COD and a bunch of shovelware.
So Uncharted, 1. I'm probably gonna get Spider-Man. You know, I've watched the
Spider-Man-
gameplay again.
Spider-Man
It looks
looks
very
sick.
good.
Yeah.
Spider-Man looks sick.
They
I'm not
made
gonna
by
lie.
Insomniac, one of the
Yeah.
both best developers. I'm gonna get that Heavy Rain successor thing because that looks really compelling to me. It looks
Is that the
a lot-
one with the giant ass fucking Goliath robot shits?
No, that's the one with where the guy is trying to like rebellion. We were all robots in the 2079
Oh,
century.
the Detroit thing.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that looks cool.
So that's 3. Oh wow, so there's more, but I forgot. There's more. Oh, I think another thing that helped with Sony was the delivery. I think the delivery was a lot better because it just felt like trailer, break. As where like everything else kind of had a bit, especially Microsoft was boring. As where Sony, like they knew they were just coming out with games. Like he was like, have a breather, and I'm like, this guy
Microsoft
knows.
actually shot the bed just because of how many indie games they used, I think that the most ironic part is they're bragging about the 4K thing, but they use a bunch of fucking indie games.
Days Gone. Days Gone. I forgot about Days Gone. Days Gone is a day one as well. There's a lot of games. I forgot a lot of the Sony games, but sorry, carry on.
I feel like with Microsoft, they obviously didn't have a Gears or a Halo to show.
Mm.
And I feel I don't know. This is just a bit of a theory, but you know how Sony's got quite a lot of exclusives, and a lot they've got quite a lot of indies as well, haven't they? That are quite big.
They made
that
Rocket
kind
League.
of
Rocket League was first on PS4.
yeah,
I'm
that
pretty sure.
I feel like what Microsoft are attempting to do is get a lot of indie developers in very early on and make their games exclusive to that thing. So if those games ever get big, or if they ever get to the point where they get a cult following, they're on that platform. That is the only thing I can think of. The other thing I'm thinking
Crackdown
is
3.
that...
That's one thing we forgot.
Oh yeah, shit.
Ooh, God of War. That's another one for Sony. That's 5.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, I feel like next year they gotta come with some heat. They cannot come with a repeat. They won't. They won't.
I'm not sure
Halo's
going to be there next year.
We
I
don't
think
know.
it might be.
They might drop you with that. They might drop you with that surprise. Hello, surprise.
I think it makes sense for
Surprise.
Halo to be there next year because the Halo 5's dead. The multiplayer's dead.
Well, Yeah.
And this has come from a guy who plays. I play Halo.
Gonna be weird seeing Destiny 2 run alongside Halo if that does happen.
They need to sort out the shit. Get rid of the aim down sights. Get rid of sprinting. Like bring
aim down sights. Was that not? That wasn't in Halo, was it?
Not in the way it is now. No, it wasn't in for the assault rifles. It was only for the snipers and stuff.
Yeah, I remember. Shit.
Bring it back to grassroots Halo. It's not really the, like I know people are gonna say it's not the same as Black Box Need for Speed things. It's not the same. Like they need to bring it back to grassroots Halo. They need to bring it back to what the fans want. There's a reason why everyone went mad for the Master Chief collections, because there was no demand for it. It was huge. Bring it back. Like I'm not saying you can't add new things. Keep the abilities. Keep it Halo Reach. Halo reached it perfectly, but the way Halo's going at the moment is dire. The multiplayer state is dire, and they need to sort it out. That's my little rant over. Do we want to talk anything else more about Sony, or are we done with Sony?
Let's talk about Nintendo.
I want you to express your feelings on the Spider-Man clickbait.
Oh no, yeah, that's one good thing before we get end off.
Clickbait.
The Last of Us 2.
It pretty much was.
The Last of Us 2 is being announced at PSX at the end of this year. Thanks for making me wait 6 months, you fucking coons. Kill yourself. I had high hopes. Even then, without that though, it was still strong.
That actually was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Seeing his face, because he thought it's The Last of Us 2, and then I saw fucking Spider-Man. I was like, yes, his face, priceless.
Right, if you want to go watch that, it's on twitch.tv/StraightUpHippo and go and click into the
shameless
video.
plug
Right there.
Shameless plug.
Nintendo.
Shameless plug.
Nintendo came
Yes.
fire, and by fire I mean one game. One game.
Literally one game.
And that
Mario.
was Super Mario Odyssey. Is it called?
Yeah.
It looks like they. You know what they compared it to? Did you watch Donkey's video?
No.
Right. So
I did.
On one level, you've got your Mario Galaxies. That was what it was compared to. So on one level you got your Mario Galaxies. They're like okay, they're very good games on Nintendo standards, so extremely good games. And then you've got your Super Mario 64s, which is on a completely different level of game, on completely caliber different game. And they said by themselves, like they said in the conference, that Odyssey will be on the same level as Super Mario 64.
Super Mario 64 is arguably their biggest, one of the biggest.
And they've said it's going to be on the same level.
You know what? That's Switch selling for me.
That's a bold selling point.
That's a big claim.
It's Switch selling for me. That would make me buy one. Again, I'm poor.
Honestly, like I said, if I've got the money to buy a Switch again, I will, because Zelda was able to sell it for me. But
that I want to play Zelda. Well. I want to play that, and that one, and I want Super Mario Kart. I mean Mario Kart. I want that too, and I want ARMS. So yeah, no, there's a lot of games that I'd be.
Donkey said something which like kind of stuck with me from that video. Those Nintendo niggas don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to sell games. They don't know how to function as a business. They don't know how to
They're very
consoles.
Bad at trailers and stuff, aren't they?
They are shit. They don't know how to do conferences, but they make good games. They make mad games.
No, they do, but they're really bad at the marketing part of it.
The only thing they can do is make games.
It's like, think about it for a second. You know, with the way the trailer could have been for Zelda, could have been all like really like mysterious, and like they could have made it very put some like cinematic booms in there and gets people's like skin tingling, but like they just throw in the gameplay, the horse and him on the horse, and it's not even cinematic.
It's just like you're watching a YouTube video.
It's someone panning around with a fucking controller. You can it's like, oh fucking what is his name, the fucking head of Nintendo?
Is he
dead? No, he's dead. Oh shit, the guy is the head of Mario. He doesn't run as Zelda.
Reggie, I know Reggie's one of them.
Who makes Zelda? Who's the guy? Because it's usually one person with Nintendo.
One person makes the games?
No.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what? Like, what kind of Japanese dungeon do they have inside? But the nigga's just coding. Like, what?
With his fucking feet and shit, like multiple arms, limbs coming out of his back. No, I meant it's usually one person who's like, I mean, the creative director.
I don't know.
You know, the creative director, like the Murahashi, I forgot his name.
Murahashi-san?
Kawazoto or something. Something like that. Kamazoto or something. What?
Come on my toes.
On a bit of a random off-topic note, Zelda released that story DLC. That's what they're gonna do. Am I the only one? Mine is Ballad of Gay Tony and The Lost and Damned. Not a big fan of story DLC.
No, I'm not. I ain't really into it.
No, not really.
Ballad of Gay Tony, I've never really played a story DLC. I like when Watch Dogs has got something coming out, and it's like I feel like I've already played that now.
That's his name. Sorry, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Miyamoto.
My nigga.
Miyamoto.
My nigga. No, you got Miyamoto. You got to say it in the Japanese.
No, I'm gonna say it the white American way.
Don't. That sounds horrible. No, that sounds like a fucking mobile phone from the 90s.
Miyamoto.
Hey, get the Motorola Miyamoto.
Say that, Nina. Say Miyamoto.
Oh yeah, Miyamoto. Fuck me.
Yeah, it really suits you, to be honest. It really suits you. You look like his fucking grandson.
All you had to do was say the fucking name. Right, I'm finished.
Sorry. You know when the nigga came out with a fucking buster cannon, man, out the room when he came in the Ubisoft
room.
When he walked into the Ubisoft conference with the Rayman Rabbits for that fucking stupid strategy game.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And he came with the cannon, and he was like that back to back with the fucking. That shit was
This is
amazing.
what I'm saying, fam. They don't know what they can't do anything except make games. They're just retarded. They're just like, you want a GameCube too? We give you Nintendo Switch.
Was it this year? Was it last year they announced the Switch, or this year?
This year.
Yeah. Can you remember when they when the release for that and we stayed up for it, and they did, and the arms.
And he started like drinking out of the HD Rumble. I can confirm that HD Rumble is madness. It's retarded. It's like, it's mad. It's insane. Like, it actually feels like you're holding a glass of like water. It's ridiculous. But the nigga was drinking out of the Switch thing like it was actually a glass.
I found that hilarious. I'm trying to think of one thing he kept on doing. He kept on doing one move, one action, and I can't remember what it was. And he was doing it over and over.
I think my favorite thing about them doing those like random ass things is looking at the Twitch chat's reaction.
It's just so Japanese though, like
because everyone's like cringe. They're not
on the same wavelength of us. They're fucking they're in the year 3000. I'm pretty. They're in the future. Like them niggas are crazy. They're just mad. Like they've got like hotels where you can fuck.
Yeah.
Just on the side of the road. Can you remember in Tokyo Drift? There's little hotels there for sex. What do you think they're for?
Oh yeah.
They're for sex.
And sleeping.
No, sex. No one's going in there
sleeping.
Who the fuck would sleep in a
CJ would grab his fucking stuffed animal dog and say, "Let's go, George. Let's go fuck."
All right, George.
No.
Let's go.
No. You grab that. We kick you from the call. Put that shit down.
DJ.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Okay.
Oh no! It's like he's sucking off. Fucking hell.
I just got a pain in my fucking stomach.
Right, back on topic then. So to round off the E3, who won E3 for you? I already said Sony.
I'd say Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
No, Ubisoft got me the most. I'm gonna say overall.
I've heard Ubi's been a very consistent one for a lot of people. To be honest, if I played Assassin's Creed,
come close.
If I played Assassin's Creed and I had some interest in one of the title, it would be Ubi. Honestly, Sony and Ubi are very close. But for me, it's me not being interested in Assassin's Creed, I think, was the deciding factor.
No, I hear you. I got that, man.
We're going to Q&A. This has been a decently long one, hour and a half. Look outside, Jay. It's just getting... I'll show you outside right now. Like...
You're lying.
Just to let you know, I am used to this shit. No, I'm actually. I'm just gonna sleep loads.
No, I'm used to this now as well.
It's still light outside.
It's dark.
Akigi White
No. You dickheads don't have to show where because you're in normal time. We are going into the next day at this point.
Yeah, we're 4 o'clock in the morning right now.
I'll be on a different day. It's 11:02 right now.
Akigi White comment asks, when is the most panicked you've ever been in life?
No, wait. Jay, gotta do your Drivecast jingle.
Oh,
gotta do Drivecast time. Drivecast time. Let's go.
Yeah, Drivecast time.
In Drivecast, I answer questions. Hide it in my cock. Sell it
in New York, I'm ready rock.
Hide it in my sock.
What the fuck?
Drivecast time.
That was really terrible.
803.
Sorry.
Aki White comment asks, when is the most panicked you've ever been in your life?
I'm sorry, can you read his name out at a normal pace so I can understand what you're saying, please?
Aki's White Comet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shut the fuck up.
Go on then.
Oh, panic.
What about how when you was gonna go and get your that needle stuck into your pink mouth?
Yeah.
Gum right in the.
Nah, it wasn't
fucking
gonna go. It wasn't gonna go in my gum. It was gonna go in my arm.
Oh, you're getting actually sedated.
Yeah, it's a surgery. They have to go in.
Oh,
They have
so
to
what about that? What about
that? Yeah, that's probably the most
that? Really?
agitated.
You're a
outcome,
pussy.
yeah. And the thing is, I get to redo it because
What
they couldn't.
pussy?
They couldn't do it on me that day because I had a lot of ibuprofen. Not ibuprofen. I had a lot of water and a lot of Pepto-Bismol, and they're like, "Oh no."
Okay, all right then. You're off. You're going off topic a bit.
I've got one.
What's the question?
So it's when you've been most panicked in your life. For me, I think it was when I crashed.
Yeah,
honestly.
I knew you were gonna say. You guys, these are recent events, right? Wow.
I remember like hitting the airbag. Vaguely remember hitting the airbag, and like the airbag's hot, so I wasn't sure if my face was burning or whether it was just the air. I didn't know what was happening, and I kind of like the door was like jammed because the right door hinge hit another car. So I kind of crawled out, and I just started swearing at the guy in the other car. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Like in a sad way almost, because I'd almost just died.
I can imagine Cam was like, "The fuck are you doing?" And then like started just crying because he crashed his Suzuki.
I was very, very shook though, and he kind of
Shook. No, yeah, I would have.
Fucking Eastern European cunt just looked at me like, I don't know.
Racist.
It was true. He was Eastern European. No, he just looked at me and he was just like, I'm like,
For me,
nigga, you
the
literally
most-
pulled out on me, you dickhead. Anyway,
Dickheading.
In panic. This goes way back, and I was in Birmingham, and I was in the town centre, and I was in a lift. No, me and my mum. Me and my mum were in a shopping centre.
Is a lift like an elevator?
Yeah.
Yes, CJ, it's a
Okay.
fucking elevator. Dickhead.
Dickheading.
And my mum, like, I don't know what happened, but I got in the elevator, my mum didn't, and the elevator fucking closed on me and moved. Oh my god.
Do you know you're scared of elevators?
I was like fucking 5, bro.
Oh.
I was fucking distraught. I was like, Mom, where the fuck? I was distraught, and I can remember it so specifically. I can remember the smell. It smelled like piss in the fucking elevator.
Why could I imagine the doors closing and then Jay going, and just like screaming at the top of his lungs. And everyone's just looking at this kid like, what the fuck? And he's just like going in a circle and no one's just there.
No, in my imagining of it, I just imagine Jay as he is now, but with a younger voice, doing screaming in the elevator.
He's just in the elevator and he's like, yeah, yeah, and it's like current self.
Yeah, it's his current self.
I wasn't screaming like an autist. I was just fucking bombing. Like,
I remember.
Imagine that being in that situation as a 5-year-old. The lift was going up. It opened on a different floor. I just stayed in the lift and and it went down again. And my mum was there.
That reminds me. This is like when I was 9. We were going to Arizona and we were taking off from Philadelphia Airport. And my brother forgot his stuffed animal in the lobby. So my mom went and got it. And as she was gone, we were on the plane, but she went back into the lobby to get the stuffed animal. The person over the airplane goes, "Attention passengers, we are now going to be taking off for Phoenix Sky Harbor International." And me and my brother just started screaming.
You fucking autist! Someone should have fucking just put a pillow on you like, shut up!
No, my dad didn't come with us this time, but my mom was on the plane by that time, but she was stuck at the front, but we didn't know this, but yeah, but that was also like a long time
I would
ago.
have gave you a United Airlines and fucked you up on the flight.
I was only 9, my brother was 6,
Even
so
more reason.
yes.
Young.
I'm deathly afraid of heights, and I would say anything involving heights would have just completely shit on my day. I'd say the most panicked I've ever been in my. I don't know. It's hard to think of one.
Yeah.
It really is, because I'm gonna say something, and there's totally gonna be one that blows it out of the water. But I would say the first time that we went, my friends and I went hiking, I kind of slipped on a rock, and there's a when we're rock climbing, like we're not in an indoor thing, we're like climbing up rocks to get to the top of this like 100-foot tall hill. So there's this part of the of climbing up where there's like a vertical 25-foot drop. So if you drop down that, you're breaking something definitely, but you probably have a high chance of dying. I slipped on a rock and I almost lost grip. This was like a few weeks ago. I almost lost grip, and I definitely shat myself. I guess another time I wasn't there for this, but I want to share this story because I wasn't there, but I was told of this story and it was just fucking retarded. So my friends, it was them four. I was with Kyle at Laguna Seca actually, so I couldn't make it that night. They were in South San Jose and they were just drifting, or not drifting, but they were like fucking around in their friend's Corolla, his mom's Corolla, and this thing is front wheel drive, and Matt is like doing whatever in it because Matt's a pretty good driver. My friend Matt's a really good driver. He was doing whatever in it, and then they gave the wheel to my friend Peter, the spam-eating fuck, this Pacific Islander fuck, this Asian fuck, and they give him the wheel, and he starts wanting. He wants to drift this front-wheel drive car. Now, Matt told him specifically, drift on the second turn, don't drift on the first one because there's a little island, the like little concrete barriers in the middle of the road, like a little divider.
No, wait, that doesn't add up.
Here's just listen. Matt told Peter, drift on the second, like slide on the second turn, not drift because you can't really drift a front wheel drive car, but slide on the second turn. That's what I mean. Well, they were just trying to skid the front wheel drive car. Anyway, right. Matt says, skid on the second turn, don't skid on the first turn.
You said that about
on the first turn, there is because I keep getting interrupted. There's
Cam.
Shut the fuck up, CJ. You're not adding to it. So on the first turn, there's a divider. Second turn, there isn't. He decides to skid the first turn. They're going 50 miles per hour, 55 miles per hour. They go straight into the island in the middle of the road, flip the car, and they're skidding on the roof for like a good 50 feet.
An idiot. God.
This is because we were talking about out-of-body experiences last night when I was hanging out with them. Matt said that was one of them. They all crawled out of the car. The car was on the roof. They had to crawl out of the windows. And there's like glass on the ground. None of them had any like glass cuts. They escaped that without any concussions, no broken bones, no scratches, no cuts, no anything. And they just ran away from the car. And they had Michael's sister bring him home.
So it was basically.
So here's the
Michael's
thing, right?
mom was pissed.
You know when they had that out-of-body experience? In that out-of-body experience, were they told that they're fucking retarded?
Wait,
no, Matt had the out-of-body experience. Peter was the one who fucked it.
He's a retard.
Wait,
yeah, no,
hold up.
I wouldn't get in a car with him ever again.
Me neither. I don't get in cars with him.
So hold up. They all left. They all bounced pretty much.
Yeah, because they didn't want.
That's a crime. That's a felony, isn't it?
Get in trouble. They didn't want to get in trouble.
Allegedly.
Then how GTA dip?
This happened at 12:30, 1 o'clock at night, so no one was around.
Oh, okay. I imagine this happening in the middle of the day.
Allegedly had a similar situation. I didn't crash though, because I'm not a fucking retard.
Wait,
but essentially, my mate just got. I think it was an EcoBoost Fiesta at the time, and it was like this nigga's like he's working, so he's loaded now. Well, I'm not loaded, but he's more loaded than I am, and there's like this one little car park which we always just go to at lunchtime.
I think that, yeah.
And just rip the extra rip. And he was like, "Yeah, come on, why don't you allegedly go for a go?" And I'm not going to turn it down. Like I'm not doing anything else. So I went, and this is the first time, and there was like a little slalom you go through, and essentially the whole thing was to see how much smoke and how much overstay we can get with the front wheel drive car. Now obviously it's front wheel drive, so it's not really going to happen to that much. But all I remember was I remember I thought it was alright. I thought we were doing alright. I remember like going across and like holding it, and I saw smoke come out like from the window, and they were like screaming, "Come!" And I wasn't listening. I was just carrying going it. But apparently, I got that close to the pole.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah,
I got that close to the pole. For me, I thought I had enough space. Like for me, it was like
I can just remember you with your little self and your little arms, just like.
It was. I have got long
like you
arms,
do
so
with
I'm
your wheel.
Quite flingily, but like apparently, I was that close to the pole. I was that close to the pole, allegedly, and that's the closest I've been. Obviously, besides crashing it in itself. But yeah, I crashing for me, it's like I've talked about this before. I don't really get why people unless you've seen someone die, or you've been significantly injured, like paralyzed. I don't really get why people don't get back in cars. I guess people's like thresholds are a bit different.
The biggest accident I've ever seen.
People's thresholds are different. But for me, it's like, come on, man. It's like it's almost a part of like living at this 21st century.
Yeah. The only accident I've seen an accident happen in front of me, but the only like one where I knew someone was injured was I was driving home. This is right after I got my license, and I'm driving home. I'm in Allentown, and I'm in a very busy intersection, and it's a really hot day in February, and there's this kid biking like really fast on his BMX, no helmet on. He's just weaving through traffic. And there's this 3-lane road where there's like 3 different lanes. They're all one way and they're all going south towards downtown. And this kid decides, and they have the green light, but this kid decides, screw it, I'm just gonna try and weave through traffic as they're all going maybe like 40 miles an hour. And he just smashes head on into a car going like 40 miles an hour. And he flips over a bunch of parked cars onto the sidewalk. And the thing is, his shoe fell off and landed right near my tire, and I was like 4 cars behind.
Did you go?
And I saw. No, I dropped. I got out, picked up his shoe, and I ran over to see if he's all right.
Here, I have your shoe.
And by the time
you picked up his shoe and you went.
Oh! The thing is,
no, that's not what happened. He smelled his foot, put it back on, and ran and left.
No, the thing is, by the time I got up to where he was, he already got up, ran over to the person who hit him, and started yelling at him. Even though he was the one being a prick and weaving through traffic.
And
I
fucking dumbass!
And once I saw he was like being a dick, I just kind of threw the shoe at him. I'm like, here, bitch. And I just laughed.
You
Whoa!
You didn't throw shit, you pussy.
It
gave him shoe, sir, your shoe.
No, I just drew my shoe like.
Oh, this guy got a shoe, for example. Got a shoe for his
licked it clean. Like, I cleaned your shoe.
I kind of want to vent something that almost ruined my summer yesterday.
Your summer's only started.
Yeah, I kind of almost ruined it. It involves cars and car accidents.
Ooh.
So we're bringing my friend Philippe home.
So this is when you left the Skype call
Philippe.
to go and do fucking fuckboy shit.
Philippe.
He's Portuguese. Yeah. He's Portuguese. So Matt is bringing Philippe home, and we're on this kind of like country road, and there's this one car coming in the opposite direction, and a pit bull jumps out of the fucking window of that oncoming car. And I see it flip like a good 5 times. I thought it got ran over at first. It jumped out of the car just to take a piss, and after it took that piss, like I was already like, what the fuck is going on? It went back in the road and was this close from getting hit by a car that was going 50.
You run it over, no question. I'm not swerving. If a pit bull runs out into the middle of the road, I'm going 50. There's no way I'm swerving. I'm running it over. No way. I value my life much more than a fucking car. No way. That shit's dying. I don't care. And I'm going to carry on.
Peter!
So you're telling me I'm going to swerve at 50 miles per hour?
No, you don't need to swerve. He stomped on his brakes.
You came out in the middle of the fucking road, you're dying. That's simple how it goes. And I'm going to carry on with my day, and I'm not going to die. That's how it's going.
I would have cried if that dog died, honestly. I had a front row seat to a fucking dog dying. That
would have been, yeah. That would have been sad.
What do you want me to do?
It would have been sad to witness. Cam's a hard ass. Like in every situation, he's immune to every situation.
In a test, if in a driving test, in a UK driving test, if something comes out into the middle of the road like a bird or something, you will get penalised. A bird, a cat, or whatever. You will get penalised if you don't continue. If you stop,
because the bird doesn't legally have the right of way.
If you stop, you will get a what's it called, a minor.
That's gay.
That's how we're taught over here.
I mean,
I feel like if you're taking a driving test, go for it. But I don't know if you're just like
I've never seen a human just fucking.
50,
oh, there's an animal there. I'm not gonna attempt to stop. Fucking
at
die.
50, at 50 though. At 50, 50
you know,
like not
you're
slow.
a fucking psychopath. You'd probably put your foot down even more.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in Initial D when they're like double clutch and change keys.
You'd probably be driving.
Nos.
You'd probably be like just driving with one hand out the window like that. If you saw the fucking animal, you'd probably fucking put your hands on both and fucking like
gears up.
Forward.
I'm going to the 5th gear now.
Nos. I'm like twisting the nos.
This nigga fucking downshift. Fucking buses one down. Oh, you're sick.
Oh my god.
That's basically what you just said though, isn't it, to Richard? You said, I ain't swerving, I ain't even gonna try and break.
I'm using a bottle of Nos on this shit, fam, come on. Right.
Me personally, I would have broke.
No, me too.
I mean, I'm not gonna swerve if I'm braking. I can see braking, but you're not gonna stop in time at 50.
He wasn't swerving though, he broke.
But even if you don't stop in time, to at least try and stop the impact from being as hard as it could be. You're gonna just stay on the fucking on the throttle. You're not even gonna lift off. Nigga's not even gonna lift off. He's not gonna.
It depends where you are. It depends where you are.
Evil shit.
It depends where you are. If you're in a city now.
Wait, so if I'm driving in like a city and then
carriageway where there's loads of other cars, no?
And then what if
I brake, the car behind me is gonna think, what the fuck's going on, and go straight into the back of me?
What if like a deer comes and like goes, hey, I'm a deer, don't hit me?
Wouldn't hitting a full-grown pit bull affect you drive? Your car wouldn't just stay on the.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
If it goes under your car, it's gonna fuck you up. If it goes over, it's gonna fuck you up.
If it goes to the left, it's gonna fuck you up. If it goes to the right, it's gonna fuck you up.
Well, no, it's not because you didn't hit it, fuckhead.
I mean, yeah, that's true, actually, yeah. If you hit it with
it's
your bumper,
a rat or something. It's a rat. You just squash it and carry on. It's a fucking dog.
Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot it's a pit bull, actually. That's a bit different. Anyway, the next question comes from Little 10.
Whoop him when he's going in.
Yes.
His next question comes from Little 10. His question is yellow a number?
Yeah, no.
If Divjot Mand asks, if you all lived in the early 1900s, how would you entertain yourself due to the absence of games? Run over dogs.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'd jack off.
I would slide my wiener in between some girls' ankles because that's all you could do in the 1900s.
My stamina, fam. My stamina would be unreal.
I'd get like a bunch of my friends. I'd get like a bunch of my friends and make it like a sport, and we'll just see who can fucking ejaculate.
Yeah, let's go, lads. 1900 lads.
We'd have like a bucket, and then see who busts the quickest, and whoever busts last has to drink it. Is there a name for that?
There's Oogie Cookie where you come on a cookie.
So wait, whoever busts last?
See, that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
First.
No, last. Yeah. You gotta like rub it out the fastest.
Yeah.
I'd be
the winner.
You could do it the other way, to be honest.
We all know CJ ain't losing that.
Nah, I'm not losing that.
CJ will just probably touch it and it'll just bust. Like,
I would lose. I reckon I would lose that.
Yeah, you probably would.
For being honest, I can rub one out pretty quick. It just takes a lot. When you've got males around you, it's like, unless you're into that shit, it's gonna be hard to get.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard then.
If you are straight, that would be a good way to tell who's gay and who's not too. If you can get one out real quick, then that says something.
I should really start.
I'm pretty sure that the American one is called Oogie Cookie, but the British one is called Soggy Biscuit. It's Soggy Biscuit. Yeah, that's the one. That's what it's called.
Anyway, we're just stupid ass fucking.
That's some names. White people shit. You will never catch me eating another man's semen. What the fuck?
Next question comes from
banter.
It's for the bands.
No.
Next question comes from 5 Series. His question is, what's the weirdest moment you have while driving? No car crashes.
I've never driven in my life properly.
Well, no car crashes. I didn't crash.
If we're counting as me wearing shotgun, Will allegedly drifting in the middle of Liverpool town centre was very weird.
Ooh. Oh.
Allegedly.
Was it last? No, it was 2 nights ago. We're out driving. I told Steely about this in the chat in the morning.
This nigga's been on some wild rides.
We're at an intersection, and this is like a block away from our school. We're at an intersection. The light turns green, and Matt decides to go full throttle down, and he starts drifting because he has a Mustang. He starts drifting, and the car snap oversteered, and we almost fucking died.
Wait,
it was very scary.
You're gonna fucking lose your
burnout,
life, you know?
or as
Bro,
in a
you're
burnout?
No, like straight off the line, he like skidded out. Like he got a decent amount of angle. Yeah. And the car snap oversteered, and it caught it, and it like wiggled a little bit. And we're good.
Oversteer from a burnout? You gotta be a fucking spacker to do that. That makes no sense. Because snap oversteer is when you turn left and then the car turns right because of the weight balance.
Yeah.
So how do you do that from a burnout on an FR car?
Oh no, it just happened. Because we're only going. It was straight launch from the light. We're going maybe 35 off the line. We're turning left too, and it just like snapped back the other way.
God, he must be shit on driving.
But that's probably why Mustang drivers are like always crashing into crowds for, is because they're.
You Americans, that's why all you Americans are dying in car crashes.
I've got
fucking retards driving Mustangs and snap oversteering Mustangs. How are you gonna snap oversteer a front-engined car? What the fuck? At least when Stilo did it, that was a mid-engine car known for snap oversteer. How are you gonna do that in a Mustang?
You can snap oversteer anything.
You can, but it's very, very hard to do it in an FR car compared to an MR car. But that's just, yeah.
I've never had a weird experience in a car, really.
I've had. I was driving my brother home from his friend's house, and we've come over the bridge, and we're like maybe 2 miles from my house, and we're in this town called Catasauqua.
No one cares. Which
is a pretty sketchy place. Not gonna lie.
What happened.
So
no one cares.
So there's a gas station to the right. I'm at the light. Across from the light and to the right, there's a gas station. It's a pretty shitty gas station. There's like a bunch of cops there, and they have some guy, and they're talking with him. And then all of a sudden, as soon as my light turns green, he just books it across the street with all the cops in pursuit. That was pretty funny.
That was very interesting.
That's another thing I did the other day. I saw a Supra on the motorway, and it was doing at least 120. This was a few weeks ago.
Oh yes.
And he went and he gutted it, and I think about a minute later, I saw an unmarked Beamer go past, and I was also gutting it. So one can only assume that he was in a chase.
Nah, he was in cooldown mode. He was too far away.
At that point, he was in cooldown mode. But I think that was pretty weird. But obviously, that was on the oncoming, so I didn't really see that.
I've seen that before I've seen that on the turnpike.
That was a Supra. It was like what?
Yeah. Well, it's not usually Supra. It's usually just someone in a Civic, and they're booking it down the turnpike or the interstate. Gosh. And then you'll see like a state trooper or two, like nice miles behind.
I think I have an experience. My sister used to have a Mini Cooper S.
I think I know this one.
Which is supercharged. Do you?
I think I do.
Never told it, so you probably don't.
Okay, carry on.
And we were driving. I can't even remember where it was. We were driving. I cannot remember where it was, but we were on this road, and I specifically remember because my sister lost her license because of speeding. She used to drive very fast, and she would never now. I couldn't even picture her doing it now, but she used to drive like a bit of an idiot. But like she would like we were driving pretty quick on a dual carriageway, and I don't know where this came from, but like I just remember the car going really quickly around these cars, and at the time I was quite like I wasn't really used to being in fast cars, like not really. It wasn't really a thing, and that car was pretty quick. It's pretty nippy.
The Coopers are rapid, especially. I know because they changed it from supercharged to turbocharged, but the supercharged ones were like.
It had a whine. It had a whine, bruv, and then oh my.
Rapid.
The whine. It was quite quick, and I just remember like that was my. I feel like that was my first initial experience of actual sense of speed in a car.
That would keep up with an MR2 easily.
Yeah,
beat an MR2 around track. It's like that fast. It's very fast.
Yeah. But then she went on to losing that car, so let's not go on to that.
In terms of like sense of speed. Oh my god! I remember this is one story. I probably have already told this, but I'm gonna tell it again. So my dad had an E92. I don't know when. It's 2009 now. It was silver, and I remember we were on this one road. Now it's littered with speed cameras, so it wouldn't be able to happen now. But back then, allegedly, there was a motorbike on the other side. And I remember sitting in the passenger seat as a little kid, and the motorcycle looked at him, and he went like this, like to my dad. And he went up, and my dad wasn't having any of it, and he came back and he went like this again, like let's go. And I remember my dad pressing the M Sport button. He pressed the M Sport, and I just heard the exhaust change, and he gutted it, and he left the bike, and the bike kind of stopped because he looked scared to carry on going fast. And my dad broke because there was a speed camera. He broke, and the guy, he went like this again as he was going past, and he got straight caught by the camera.
No,
that was quite a good moment. But I think there's been a lot of moments like that with my dad, to be honest, and like, family members and stuff generally. Because I've grown up in a pretty bad family for that.
Your dad seems like the speed racer type guy.
He almost got into a pursuit. I remember once, because basically, I'll tell this story again. I probably already told this story, allegedly. Essentially, so he was in the port, his Cayman, the white one, before he sold it, and about 2 car lengths back there was a Beamer. Unmarked Beamer, but he didn't know. He thought it was just another person. He came up to him, and he was behind him, but he couldn't see the lights or the police, and he thought he was doing trying to initiate a race or some shit. I don't know what he was thinking.
Midnight Club's flashing the headlights.
No, literally. So he was going fast, and he was keeping up with him. So he was thinking, this guy wants some, so I'm gonna fuck him up. So he's going, and he's keeping up. And at this point, he's doing over the speed limit, and he gets a few car lengths in front, and he flashes his lights. And they're a roundabout, so my dad's thinking, if I can buck it left, I can probably get rid of him. So he bucks it left. They manage to catch up, and he's like, I'm not getting away. So he just pulls over, and then he had to do a driving awareness course.
Ooh. I have this weird thing, alright, so the other day, I'm turning into an alleyway, and this alleyway is very thin. So
oh boy, I went 17 and a 15.
No, and I'm pulling in, and this detective car, he's pulling in, and the way I turned or something, I could tell the cop was not pleased. And I think, and I have this weird thing. Whenever I see a cop and I feel like I did something, I'll always take a bunch of different back roads just in case they want to try and turn around or something. I have this really weird thing. So, I do that. It's probably more just my paranoia, but still, I've done that a couple times.
Bimmer asks again, what's your favorite handheld console? PSP.
PSP.
PSP, yeah, probably.
DS was good, but PSP was
yeah,
PSP.
I had a lot of fun on the DS. Like Super Mario Bros. Is probably one of my favorite games overall. New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. That shit was amazing. And there was 2 levels, worlds you could unlock, but they were kind of secret. You had to do certain things to get them. The cloud one.
Do you remember the R2 chip, the DS chip?
I never got a chips DS.
Card. The card you could put in and it'd read micro SDs with games on. I think it was called R2 or something. And then on the Sony side, it was the same thing. I've still got a jailbroken one somewhere.
Yeah, chips, cards.
All it takes is just the memory card, and the game cartridge, not the actual thing.
Yeah.
But Super Mario Bros. Was the shit. I think that's all of the questions as well.
I think my favorite thing that I remember from the PSP was Carbon on the City and all the Star Wars Battlefront games. Those are my favorite.
Still got the case in there, fam.
Yes.
I played it.
I think it's
I played the Star Wars Battlefront games on Xbox original.
I played them on PS2 and PSP.
And I didn't play any handheld. The only handheld Need for Speed game I played was Most Wanted.
Fam, look at that shit. It's got look at the old platinum, fam. The old platinum.
Oh shit!
That shit.
I've got that case. It's at my friend's, but Why is it there? Why is it not Animal House? What the fuck?
Oh my god, that's memories. Just looking at the back of that case, to be honest. Anyway,
No.
this is a 2-hour Drivecast.
No. Before we end this, we may as well. Fucking stupid Ubisoft. This nigga here is one of the best characters of my childhood, and you took him away for some gay ass rabbits.
You know what we have?
This character here is one of my favorite characters of all time, and you took her away.
You know what we haven't talked about? Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that.
We should talk about that before we end. Right, so if you didn't already know, Take-Two, the publishing company for Rockstar, have basically said, you can't mod, we don't like mods, fuck mods, basically. And they've made it so OpenIV, which is basically how people put mods into games, is against terms of service and is now going to be discontinued. They've also said it's illegal. It's not illegal.
It's not.
It's bullshit. It's just marketing bullshit. They basically said, don't mod our games. Now, Rockstar have said that they're trying to work out a way they can fix this. It would be pretty cool if they had modding tools in the game. That would be a good way to fix it, so they can do it straight through Rockstar. That's probably unlikely, but that's just a thing that they could do. Now, essentially, with this whole thing, modding is going to become a lot more underground than it already is. I'd say it's pretty underground as it is, to be honest. You know, to add files through OpenIV and go through to that extent, you know, you still got to find it.
It's very accessible.
It's accessible, but you've still got to find it. You've still got to do it.
It's like one of the main reasons people still play the fucking game. It's not
on
underground.
PC though. And there's a grand scheme of things, more copies are still bought on PS4 than PC.
Think about it this way. I know for a fact, like, one of the main things that niggas are thinking about when they're thinking about buying GTA on PC is mods. When that shit was announced on PC, first thing that went into people's heads, I can't wait for the mods on this game. Let's be honest here, really.
I completely agree.
I just think they knew what they're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. You know that a lot of your community likes that shit, and you're just taking it away because you're a bunch of cunts. Now, like you said, it's not going to affect it or whatever. I still think it's going to have some sort of hit on it. So, like, if I don't know, how could they even stop people? They can't. Can they?
So basically, what will happen now is instead of, you know, OpenIV working, you know, with games as it's being updated, you're not going to be able to update your game, so you're going to have to get a patch which forces your game not to update.
Which I'm already in the process of doing.
Which I know CJ's doing it now, actually, because he said earlier in the call. So basically, you get a patch, and then you just keep it on that until OpenIV gets updated again, and then you do it again. And essentially, you keep doing that and doing that when there's big updates every, like, month or two or whatever. And that's basically the only thing that's really going to change. Everything's going to go a bit more underground and a bit more... You have to kind of search for it a bit more. One thing I've noticed, which I've seen a lot on Twitter and myself, because I went on GTA the other day to see what the new update was like. One thing I've noticed, a lot more hackers online. Like, loads.
That's good.
You go into lobbies, I had money dropped on me multiple times, much more than it was before. I noticed, like, people flying in the sky, which is good. They need to kind of realise that this shit's fucked up, and then all you're doing with this is just giving me more money for free. I've got a lot more money now than I had before.
And, like, I think people are just doing it to spite Rockstar now.
Yeah.
Which, go ahead. They're attacking their actual, like, if people are hacking, giving people money, nobody's got their shark cards. And that's effectively just hurting their bottom line. Yeah.
Which they deserve it. It's fine. And also, Steam reviews now, like I said earlier, completely negative.
Overwhelmingly negative, yeah.
So, essentially, they've done nothing. Mods are still going to continue, and everyone's getting free money, which is needed because this fucking gun running update is fucking ridiculous. Anyway, with that being
I'm not
said,
even gonna try it because ever since they did this,
I just wanted to see what it was like online, see if it was an increase.
Yeah.
I was a bit bored earlier on. Anyway, with that being said, it is now literally daytime outside.
Good morning.
Anyone who's looking at my webcam. That is the end of Drivecast, episode 149. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like, subscribe. Even though I put the comment in when CJ put the link in the description. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe. And peace.
Soto!
Ooh.